Hey everyone, welcome back to GDQ Hotfix and this episode of What's Faster. Tonight on What's Faster, we have a couple of Zelda randomizers for you. I thought that might be kind of fitting for April Fool's Day. But before we get started, I just want to read a couple of announcements. Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to April 24th. If you're interested in submitting a run, use !PAX in Twitch chat and fill out the form. Speaking of forms, if you have any ideas for your own hotfix show or one-off events, or if you want to be on a hotfix show, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to find forms and submit your ideas for hotfix. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friends Fant and Wokey. Fant, why don't you take it away and introduce yourself?
All right, hello everybody. I'm Fant, or Fant_TV. You know, the underscore TV is important. It makes it official, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing here for you all Ocarina of Time randomizer. It's called 5 Dungeon, which means you need to beat any 5 of the 8 dungeons in order to access Ganon's castle and, you know, go basically finish the game. But the trick that with this is, so there's a very strong hint system in Ocarina of Time that basically allows the randomizer to be more palatable for, you know, in terms of time, you know, so it doesn't take forever to do it. But because, you know, I need to give Wokey a fair shot, in order to make this even like remotely competitive at all, I have committed to not reading a single hint stone in the entire game. I'm just going to be going in with no information to hopefully make this an interesting race.
Awesome. And Wokey, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Wokey. I didn't plan this ahead of time, even a little bit of what to say about myself. I really like this game, and being able to play a randomizer for this game on this channel is really, really exciting. Today, the settings that I'll be doing are pretty close to tournament settings, which are usually open fusions, which means that all of the Kinstone fusions are already finished. We've also got what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. There's open fusions, there's obscure locations, which are locations you may not have found in your normal playthrough that are always a check. There are some locations that are standardized checks that you can only get once, so those are in the item pool. And we're also doing rupee shuffle, which means any single pickup freestanding rupee is also a check. And we've also got, what else? Open fusions and key sanity. Key sanity's on just to make some more fun for that.
Awesome. Well, I think we're probably ready to go if you're both ready.
Yeah, I just want more comment. I was trying to set up the wrestling style promo there, like insulting Wokey, and Wokey's just so nice. Just goes in, is like, all right, I'm going to be talking about things.
I'm sure we've got like 3 hours of randomizer. There will be plenty of opportunity for trash talk.
All right.
All right.
I am ready to go. If Wokey's ready to go. All right, on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck, you two.
I'm just a big fan of the tunic color I have, so I don't know much about Minish Rando, but you know, how much do you have like control over in terms of like cosmetics and stuff?
This randomizer to start off we have tunic color, we have a hearts color, so that in your HUD, your hearts can be different color, which also have a rainbow mode option. And we have, what else? You can set followers. There is a couple points in the game where people follow you, and so the randomizer devs managed to make it so that you could set basically one of many followers for you, which includes like Zelda or a cow just to follow you for your entire seed.
No, I'd take the cow personally. Do you have a choice? Does it actually matter? Can we just
You can set them as any of the
because
options.
that's what I would pick.
It changes nothing.
Okay.
It changes nothing.
So what's following you?
Nothing, unfortunately. I never got used to using followers.
Could you? You're telling me you had the opportunity to have a cow follow you all game long, and you said no?
It's true. There's so few cows in Lon Lon Ranch that I didn't want it to be lonely. Lon Lon Ranch isn't very big in this
I can't
world.
express my disappointment, Wilkie.
One thing that I'm very excited for that's already happened to my seed is that at the very beginning you start in your house that you live in with your uncle, grandfather, one of those two. You get 3 checks right out of the gate in the randomizer, and I got bombs, which is very, very good to get early because it opens up a bunch of checks in Eastern Hyrule right away.
Yeah, probably a combo of or a good item in basically any Zelda game, explosives. You know, it's been around since the original, and just Nintendo loves to play so many things behind like bombable walls and little hidden exits that you can only get through.
When did bombs go from being a thing you can just have to needing a bomb bag? Was that like?
So I know Link to the Past, you just had regular bombs you could pick up. Ocarina of Time may have been it, but I didn't play. Actually, I'm not sure how Link's Awakening works. I never played Zelda 2. So I'm not sure how it works in Zelda 2. But I know Ocarina of Time is the earliest currently I'm aware of. But chat, if you know, what the first game that made it from just a regular pickup to a progression item that you unlock, let us know. I want to say it's Ocarina of Time, but yeah. Could very well be wrong because there are many Zelda games I have yet to play.
It may have been because Link's Awakening is Zelda 4, right?
Yes.
I think it may have been Link's Awakening. I'm not certain. My first time playing Link's Awakening was on the Switch, so I'm a fake fan or something like that.
I'm doing my standard opener for Ocarina of Time Rando here. It's not as powerful since this opener is mainly designed over accessing a whole bunch of hint stones very early. So you just have, a whole bunch of extra info. And since I'm not reading hint stones, it's not as powerful, but there's still a number of just out of the way locations that I'm never going to get hinted, so I might as well still take them out. Those are 2 in Gerudo Valley, which are realistically only conveniently accessible as child. You can peek one of them as adults. You can go get one of them as adult, but it's very inconvenient. So we're just going to take care of them now so we don't have to worry about it.
That's fascinating. So the standard opener in Minish Cap is usually, especially in open fusions, depending on how many settings you're on, you pick up the 3 checks that you get in your house right at the start that you wake up in. But then usually you're right after that, you go directly into Hyrule Town, and that's basically where you're going to find your next few items, depending on where it is. Because the first set of checks that you can access is very small because you have no way to access Eastern or Western Hyrule. And even some of the further checks that are in the central area that you have access to are just inaccessible through you just not having any, like, you don't have flippers, you don't have cape, you don't have any money to buy anything, like, so usually you go right into town and then you'll find something around there, but because I got bombs right away, instead of going into town, I went east, and so now I'm in Minish Woods, and I managed to find my first sword and spin attack there, which is very neat.
Is this Go mode?
Sword Go mode. See, well, that's one of the weird things about this game is that Go mode can so easily be so many different things.
Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, like, doing, like, the base game, you basically have to get, like, 18 of 20 items in order to be in Go mode. But when you're playing, like, a 5-dungeon mode, which is, like, designed to be faster, the amount of variance you can have in the number of items that you need is pretty significant because you're cutting out a bunch of potential dungeons that you don't have to do.
That can happen when you do the shorter game modes for Minish Cap as well. The pedestal goal, which unlike Link to the Past, where it's a completely different dungeon set requirement, like you go from needing 7 crystals to 3 pendants. when you're doing the pedestal goal, all it does is tell you that you don't have to do the last dungeon, which is just Dark Hyrule Castle. And so doing that can very quickly cut out a lot of different things that are required. But when it comes to doing a more standard seed logic-wise, you're always going to need every single sword. You're going to need Gust Jar. You're going to need Cane of Passy. You're going to need Ape. You're going to need Spin Attack. You won't necessarily need flippers, but the odds of you getting through a seed without flippers are basically zero. I think just given that it's a handheld Zelda game, you know, your variance for the items that you'll need is a little bit lower. But there's a lot of different ways that you can access different areas and different, you know, logic sets that'll give you access to the same place based on having this item or that item, or items that are only needed in one specific scenario, but if that's the scenario you're in, then you better know it.
Just like to report that chat seems to be telling us that Ocarina of Time is the first bomb bag Zelda.
Oh, okay.
Ha! I was right.
You were right.
Get hecked, Wookie.
So it wasn't. So you can just hold bombs.
Victory number 1 for me.
Oh, it's true. Taking the early lead.
I got an unfortunate spawn as a child here. It's inside the market. Now, you may think that's a good thing because you have quick access to Temple of Time, but it's just, you want something a little bit more out there. Like, this is just far away from every child check. Especially Kokiri Forest, which is the densest location as a child, which is where I'm going next. So I'm always poor in these seeds, so you're going to see me jumping up these chains a lot. You know, a lot of people don't realize that exists, those rupees, but
that's fast.
They are quite crucial in Rando. Yeah, you definitely want to, you know, pick up a couple things of, you know, where you can easily get money. There's a whole bunch of crates and pots that, you know, always have 20 rupees in them, and you don't ever want to be going around and doing the traditional Zelda thing of, you know, breaking pots and, you know, cutting down grass, getting single rupees at a time. It's also the biggest trap, so everybody knows this. You know the guard shack in Ocarina of Time, right? Where there's just like 1,000 pots. Not literally. I'm being a little bit facetious.
There's like 30 pots in
but
that
you know,
room.
yeah, you know, there's like 30 pots. Like, just let me know, Chad, if you've done this. You've gone in there and you slowly break every single pot in that room, and you know, you fill up your wallet, then you exit, respawn, go in there, and you start whacking the pots again. And then the game, this whole time, you could have just been jumping up those chains, and each jump of those chains is more money than you'd get taking out all those pots, and you just reset it instantly. How does that make you feel? Knowing you could have done that the whole time. And I wish I knew I could have done that.
You can also just play Minish Cap, where having money is basically never an issue.
Well, that's no fun.
There's so many like 50 and 100 and 200 rupee drops in the randomizer, especially when you start playing in with the rupee shuffle on. It's lack of money is extremely rarely an issue.
All right, C. So I'm gonna entrust you with the task.
All right.
I'm not sure if I can count on you for it. So
Brutal.
whenever you speedrun, and speedrunning in general, and you know, we can all speak for this, muscle memory is a big thing that happens. And sometimes I may accidentally, due to muscle memory, try and head towards a hintstone, which are those, you know, gossip stones that you see throughout. If that ever happens, please yell at me to stop.
Okay, I will do my best.
I'm gonna try and do my best not to do it. But yeah, just let me know.
And if
Okay,
I muscle
I'll
memory
try.
and just play my game too good, and I start to beat Fant too hard, you can tell me to slow down.
Okay.
Is this the trash talk you were looking for? Am I doing a good job?
Yeah, perfect. You know.
You know,
see, there's where you say
we're gonna need to do some work.
Yeah.
Maybe take you to some training.
A
right
trash
there.
talking workshop.
Yeah, right there was the opportunity for you to say, no, Fant, read all the hint stones because you're going to need them because you're bad. Like that.
See, you're failing my test.
Hey,
I
don't
went
go to
straight
the
to a hint stone.
don't go
I'm
to that hint
circling it, and
stone.
you didn't even notice.
I didn't even know.
I can't count
Yeah,
on
you can't
all
count on me. Absolutely not.
Failed a test before it even started.
Yeah, I had to test you, and you did not pass.
Hey, but now I know what they look like, so maybe I will not fail from now on. Fan, that's a hit stone. Run away from it.
Well, you see, I'm coming here because there's a check. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't like, yeah. Just stop. You know, what are we gonna do with you? See, now you're telling me not to do it when I'm already avoiding it. Just, yeah, jeez. Can't believe this.
All right, I'm about to make my my big ol' bet with my channel points.
Or is there a channel point bet going on?
There is a channel point bet going on. Currently, it's 66% in favor of Zooter, but I have not yet dropped my channel points. Here they go. They're going. All right, now it's a 65% in favor of Minish Cap. How the tables have turned. How the turns table.
Now, what percentage of the points are yours there?
A significant, yeah. I dropped 231,000 channel points. So,
all right, you know,
don't let me down,
I'll
Wookie.
prove you. All right, I'm gonna take all of C's channel points.
You are probably.
Now, I'm not going to bet because you know I do have some shred of integrity. And I'm not going to put channel points into something that I can directly impact. But that doesn't mean I can tell other people to vote for me.
I think it's closed.
Of What's Faster.
I think the betting is closed.
It is closed, but it ended up almost even. 52% Minish Cap, so almost evened out with my large.
So that now means that
right, what you're saying is
Fant is the underdog. Yeah, you're welcome. See, I was just helping make you the underdog.
Yeah, so no, I'm not sure if you can give me some additional information here.
Oh,
That's
bad.
crucial.
Oh,
so I'm the underdog in terms of total channel points, but how many individuals voted for me?
I can help with that. Yes,
What's
so
the popular vote here?
50 individuals voted for Zooter and 33 voted for Minish Cap. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the people's champion.
The people's champ.
Just because we don't have all the money C average has.
Yeah, Hollywood
doesn't
fan,
mean
the
we're gonna
people's champ.
take it.
Hollywood champ.
Hollywood champ, yeah.
So I just took a little stroll into the garden of a kindergarten just to see what was in a location, and in a location that is locked behind finding every single sword in the game, there is a golden kinstone, and that scares me deeply to my very core. And so now we must all hope that I find my swords quickly, because that check can potentially be very, very, very mean.
Not often you see the back alley in randomizer. Really only an entrance randomizer. I am playing with child and adults locations randomized. So child does not start in his house. Adult does not start in Ocarina of Time. You can, it's just not guaranteed. It's going to be random among a number of possible locations. Most of the time you end up in Kakariko because that's like the densest location in terms of number of entrances.
So does it just pick an entrance and then...
It picks an entrance and that's going to be your spawn.
Interesting.
Like you could spawn in the Gold Gauntlet Fairy Fountain outside Ganon's castle. That's a potential adult spawn. You could just spawn over in Gerudo Valley across the bridge. Yeah.
I found my first bottle, which gives me access to Mount Krenel, which is kind of Death Mountain for this game. But it's better because you get Mountain Dew right from the source. You get a green liquid right from the mountain.
Is this stream sponsored by Mountain Dew?
I hope not. And by I hope not, I mean I hope so. I haven't had Mountain Dew in a long time.
Man, you're pretty deadly with that slingshot.
I mean, deadly and accurate. I had to do that game twice.
Listen, you hit most of them the first time. That's still pretty good. Slingshots are hard to use.
So a slingshot in real life is very hard to use. In Ocarina of Time, it's exactly the same as the bow. And I'm just a miserable failure for having to do that twice. I like to blame that I was just deep in explanation of what's going on. It caused me to get lazy. But, you know, I'm just gonna take the hit. And I was bad for that brief moment in time. This means we're gonna have to game out of our minds for the next 2 hours.
Oh, wrong button. Are there any checks in Ocarina of Time that require not a specific amount, but a minimum amount of heart pieces, heart containers?
Not logically, but often yes, and it's variable depending on how good you are. So in Ocarina of Time, there are hot areas.
Yeah.
There's hot areas, and then there's underwater areas. And when you enter one of those areas, if you don't have the proper tunic to counteract the effects. So of Goron tunic in fire areas, the Zora tunic in water areas, you basically have a timer for how long you're going to be in there before you take a death. And that timer is based on 8 seconds per heart that you have filled. So if you have a quarter of a heart, that's 2 seconds. So 2 seconds for that, 8 seconds for a full. And your time goes up the more heart containers you have, and depending on how comfortable you are, you can do more or less with a low number of hearts. For me, I like to get to 6. If I have 6 hearts total, I can generally do everything in the game, minus some close calls with Volvagia. But in that case, you can get a bottle with a fairy in it, and that doubles your time because the timer restarts as soon as you're revived. So there's no hard requirements. It's more of a soft requirement, and it's never logically needed.
Fascinating. Okay. This game has a specific check that requires you to have at least 10 hearts. In the vanilla game, it's when you get barrel beam, which is the opposite of Link having a full health and shooting beams out of the sword. It's when he's at 1 heart or less, and then he shoots beams out of his sword. And so I guess in the base game, they were like, we can't have them use this too early, otherwise it'll be too powerful. And so you have to have 10 hearts to get that, which has led me to a couple seeds that funnel you to have exactly 10 hearts into that location for progression, and then it branches out from there, which makes a really big hourglass shaped seed. And they're just confusing and frustrating because it's like a forced last location for an item.
God, I'm loving the colors of my UI here. A whole bunch of pinks and blues. Very pretty.
That is very pretty.
Oh, and that's Song of Storms, baby. That's the vanilla Song of Storms location. The single song outside of Nocturne that locks so many checks throughout. Good to have that early.
And I get to use the best item in Zelda, the moments.
I'm really enjoying how.
See,
oh, go ahead, Fant.
Go. No. See, you finish your thought,
Okay.
and I'll go ramble for a bit.
I'm really enjoying how in both of these games you don't really just walk forward. Fant, you're constantly hopping backwards. Loki's constantly rolling, and it's just there's no walking. It's just rolls and hops and rolls.
That's a speedrunner thing in general. Any game that involves movement of any type, it's extremely rare for the default hold forward on the analog stick to be the fastest way to move.
True.
There's usually always something you can do that is just slightly faster. I would love if I didn't have to press A to roll at specific frame intervals for maximum speed. But, that's just the way it goes in Ocarina of Time.
You're lucky if the game you're playing a lot, if the faster way to move is not awful for your hands. Because I think in Symphony of the Night, it's just brutal to do the backdashing constantly. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, RPGs generally, because they don't have complex movement mechanics most of the time, you get away with holding forward. But then you got something like FF9, where you have to stutter step one step at a time in the overworld to avoid progressing the encounter rate. So if you ever see a Final Fantasy IX speedrun, it's hilarious because anytime you're on the overworld, you're just shuffling one step at a time.
You're scooting.
So you don't get any encounters in the overworld.
Your new boot scooting.
Quite amusing. Yeah. But then you have text mashing, which is, a lot to be said about that. Kind of amazing. My seed has been incredibly dry. I wanted to, comments about, oh, hey, there's Greg, the single green rupee, the validation rupee. Shout outs to Greg. There's a setting I have on here called chest size matches contents that I was going to show the first time it happened, but it hasn't happened yet. I don't know how far into this seed we are. It usually makes these faster, so I'm glad we're not seeing that, because that means it's going to take a little bit longer, and Wokey will have a chance.
So far, I've gotten my Cane of Passy, that's a required item. I've gotten my bow, that's a required item. I've gotten bombs, that's a required item. I've got my mole mitts, which aren't necessarily required, but I'm assuming they will be. I still haven't checked my map to figure out what dungeons I need to do, because I'm technically not far enough in that I can actually start going into dungeons, because I'm playing Key Sanity, so that's how things are. But
hey, I just got a very spooky item.
Spook.
That was the eye drops that were in a big chest. So you see that chest I opened, it was very large. I cannot save and quit until I turn those in, or it reverts into an incredibly long, like 10+ minute trade quest. So we want to make sure we do not save and quit until we turn in these eye drops to Big Gorm.
Bombs.
Anyway, Wokey, continue.
Because I can't go in the dungeons yet, I haven't even checked my map, but I know that I need 4 more swords to progress from Smith Sword to the White Sword, to the White Sword that's red, to the White Sword that's blue, to the 4 Sword. But I'm making my way around, and we're making progress.
Can you just list 5 swords for the 4 Sword?
Well, yeah, because you start with the Smith Sword. The Smith Sword is the first sword.
And that one doesn't count.
And that one doesn't count. Well, it counts, but, it's not the White Sword or anything. That was
also there were
you got the 4 white swords,
3 different colored white swords. Yeah.
Well, because you in the base game you don't get the white sword until after you have the fire and the earth element, so you never get a purple sword. And I was always upset about that, because purple is my favorite color, and I wanted a purple sword real bad as a kid, but it's just not a thing. Get out of here. But I've got my Mountain Dew, and we're about to head further up Mount Krennel. And if you pour Mountain Dew on a good bean, that bean grows.
I'm not a botany expert, but I don't think Mountain Dew is a very sustainable watering thing for plants.
How you get gamer beans.
Oh, gamer beans, right. I didn't even think about the gamer beans.
Can't forget about the gamer beans.
All right. Fortunately, I'm going to have to save and quit. I was trying to think about stuff to do. We're going to have to abandon the Big Goron and hope that it's nothing. Normally that's an always hint, but we're not getting hints, so it could be something. I don't know. Like, in 5 dungeon, the odds of that being something are pretty slim. But right now, because there's nothing left to do as adults, really, that's efficient, I will be heading to Child, and we're going to be knocking out bottom of the well without a bomb bag, which is unfortunate, but, we're playing for density. Common randomizer thing, play for density. That is the densest place I can go to right now with the items I got.
That's an interesting thing about Minish Cap as well, is that obviously playing for density is a good idea, but because the getting around the world itself doesn't actually take that long, even if you don't have loot to quick warp faster to different places, or you've already unlocked your teleport points, you end up doubling back very frequently, and so it's often a whole other game when it comes to going back to different locations over and over again. And so that's why it's very good that I've got my bombs, I've got my mole mitts, I've got my cane of passy, because those are a lot of the ways that you get to these additional checks. I've also got my grip ring, so I have the ways to get into pretty much all of these little extra checks that sit around. So the amount of doubling back that I'm going to have to do from area to area is certainly lower. I don't have any keys yet for Cave of Flames, which is the dungeon at the top of the mountain that I'm currently climbing, but I will still be able to go in there and check a few things before I have to leave again.
Our turning in GDQ's favorite check for Ocarina of Time, Richard. Shout outs to Richard.
Is that a dog?
It's a dog, but also one of the tech people keeping the stream you're seeing up and running. Today we have Railcoon on tech for the hotfix. So again, big shout outs to the tech crew keeping hotfix running every day.
There's a dog in Minish Cap as well, but their name is Fifi.
That's just the inferior name.
But they're owned by the shopkeeper. They're very nice. And if you feed the dog food that the shopkeeper has, then you get to keep the bottle.
So I just got some bomb shoes from Richard, our good friend Richard, and it's a 10-pack of shoes. So bomb shoes are kind of interesting because they serve the same purpose as a regular bomb bag, minus a couple caveats. It doesn't unlock things that are hard locked by just having a bomb bag. For example, the bomb shoe bowling alley does not open until you have a bomb bag in your inventory. But for most other checks, you can substitute bomb shoes in, and they're not in logic because they are expendable. But we're speedrunners, we don't care about logic. We care about going fast. So we're going to use these 10 shoes to now full clear the bottom of the well, whereas before we could only partially clear it. And I'm just gonna call this, see. This is generally the situation where there's just gonna be a bomb bag in bottom of the well, now that I've said all that. That's usually what happens. Not guaranteed, but like 98% chance. So we're gonna be looking for a bomb bag here in bottom of the well.
It's fun to say too. Bomb bag in the bottom of the well. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it
is
could be the
bomb
part of
bag
the
like
song.
a thing you don't want to find? Like how many bomb bags do you need?
No, it'd be a thing we want. We definitely want to find it.
Oh, okay.
But like putting off bottom of the well until you have some explosives or going there without explosives is a recipe for the bomb bag to just be there.
Gotcha.
It's not actually there. This is 100% confirmation bias. So it's not a true statistic. It's a meme
randomizer
statistic.
players love confirmation bias.
Mm-hmm. But, who's going to be foolish when I pop the bomb bag out of bottom of the well here?
D will be, I believe.
That's probably. I bet it's not bomb bag. It's gonna be like 7 rupees.
Luckily, I can
the lesser known
avoid
7
using some
rupee.
shoes. Wait,
It's a.
is that a honker down there?
We'll do these checks
I don't know.
first.
That perspective is weird to me.
We get to do a couple of the very funny obscure checks now, in which we go into the mines here and just dig a whole bunch of things out of the ground with the mole mitts.
Oh, there's a bomb-locked bow. All right. Very good. Not a bomb bag.
We're finding kinstones. We're making progress. Oh, this one. Did I dig the right spot? Yeah, I did.
Oh, there's a big chest over there. Okay. Ow.
Finding all the keys
There
for
is-
Royal Crypt.
Yep, there's another chonker of a chest over there. The big ones mean it has something valuable in it.
Oh, so it actually changes the shape of the chests in the location.
Changes the shape.
That's fascinating.
Oh, see, there's another big one. So that means this has a unique item in it.
Which could be a bomb bag.
Well, that looks similar.
Boots.
That's an adult's wallet.
I can now run. I can run now. But the funny thing about running in this game is that running is only faster if you're going in a straight line and you have to roll more than 3 times. Because if you have to roll less than 3 or less times, then 3 or fewer, I guess is the correct way to say that. It's just faster to actually do the rolls.
All right, I know this chest over here isn't anything. I'm going to hope for a heart piece just to refill my health. Just refilled my wallet instead, unfortunately.
We're gonna do a little bit of Cave of Flames when I have no keys for it because it's going to take basically the same amount of time to do this now or later. So I'm just gonna do it now.
Just gonna drink my blue goo. Is there blue goo in Minish Cap?
There are potions. There are also remote bombs. You love to see it. There's also little shinies that you can buy that will give you little buffs as well that are temporary, that are pretty good in a casual playthrough. This game has an upgrade for bombs called remote bombs where you can choose when to set them off, but you only get to place 1 instead of placing 3 or 4 at a time.
This is Dead Hand. Dead Hand likes to run away from you. Dead Hand only comes out when one of the hands coming from the floor latches onto you. As soon as like Dead Hand realizes you can fight back, it kind of just like runs away. So although it looks scary, you know, you think about it, it's just, you know, a little scaredy cat. It just looks frightening, you know, twitching there. Oh, we got another big one. Another big chest. See, is this the bomb bag?
Would that make it a bomb bag in the bottom of the well?
Heck, it's the bomb bag in the bottom of the well.
It happened. He prophesized.
Every time. See, you wonder how we get these confirmation biases.
Every time,
well, there you go.
I shouldn't have doubted you. All right, so I'm calling something out that happened on Wokie's screen a little bit ago.
Whoops.
But I love the animation for Link riding the mine carts.
It's very fun.
So funny. It is the best.
He is fully out of control and does not know where he is going.
Which is like, I don't know.
Like all those steer emotes I see popping up on Twitch these days.
I think steer's a pretty good, what's the word I should use? Emote template. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Is there a GDQ steer?
Find out.
So I have a request to make. Anyway, one more big chest, and we get the ice arrows. They're useless.
We have an arrow upgrade in this game called light arrows, and they are also useless except for in one extremely specific logic circumstance they can be useful. And that's nothing. Okay, so there was nothing for me in Cave of Flames. I think I got a couple keys out of it, but I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm not going to come back until I get some keys for this dungeon or some more swords or a shield.
Yeah, because I'm playing hitless, and you know, skull rewards can be on 10 tokens, 20 tokens, 30 tokens. I'm taking the opportunity now to collect the skulls in Kakariko, as well as chickens. just because, I'm not going to be reading hints telling me what these are. So I got to be conservative, got to check these now. Of course, I did ease it up a little bit. I only have to throw 1 chicken in there, then Anji was happy, and will give me, the 50 rupees.
You only got to get 1 chicken and she's happy? I got to get 3. I got to cross a river to get that. I need to get either cape or flippers. And it's timed too. You've got like 55 seconds. And it's very easy to accidentally drop the chicken into the river, and then you have to reset the town by going inside and outside again.
So Kakariko Village is the densest location for gold sculptures. We'll be collecting them all.
Hey, leave me alone. Okay. Sometimes that snake can be really, really mean. I guess they're called ropes, is the in-world name for snakes. I learned...
Yep, yeah, snakes are ropes.
And bats are keys, and mummies are gibdos, and...
Zombies are redeads.
Redeads aren't in this game. Fascinating. I learned the names of all the enemies by getting all of the figurines as a kid. And that's how I learned that the name of the man who gives you your kinstone bag right at the start is called the hurdy-gurdy man, because he's playing a hurdy-gurdy, which is a very lovely instrument.
And it's fun to say.
And it's very fun to say.
It's like up there with didgeridoo in terms of instruments that are just the best names.
I tried to play a didgeridoo once. It's exhausting because you have to know how to do circular breathing.
All right. Those are all the skulls in Child Kakariko, bringing me up to 8 of potentially 30 I need to collect. But with that bomb bag that was so conveniently placed inside bottom of the well, like I told you it was going to be, we are going to take that bomb bag and beat our first dungeon of 5, Dongo's Cavern, which more often than not is going to be the first dungeon you beat.
I've been into a dungeon, but I did not beat it. This game tends to do dungeon, the way the randomizer goes, you might finish 1 dungeon, or you might peek into a couple, and then you'd like go and beat 3 in a row, but you're full clearing them because you don't have everything you need yet. Down thrust, okay, new moves. I'm getting low on my available checks again, so I'm gonna do 1 more in Minish Woods, then we're running back to town.
It's so unfortunate that I have no warp songs yet. Or the ability to go get a warp song.
Quite fascinating how different games handle warping. Because for some you get a flute and then you can access all of the places, and for some you need to like unlock locations and then get a flute to like do that. Because in this you need to basically unlock your flight points, and then you also need to get the flute, which in this is called the Ocarina of Wind. But for some you only need to get, I guess you need an ocarina and the songs, but you can get the songs anywhere rather than putting them in physical locations.
Yeah, the ocarina is in quite a few video games, not just Ocarina of Time. Made its first appearance in A Link to the Past, where in the English translation it got translated to as flute, because I'm assuming they just didn't know that the English-speaking audience knew what an ocarina was.
I don't think the English-speaking audience knew what an ocarina was. I think
yeah, not until Ocarina of Time.
I think Ocarina of Time taught the Western audience what an ocarina was.
Yeah, because in the Japanese text for Link to the Past, it's an ocarina. Just is.
Tingle trophy.
There's always so many curious localization changes that happen when translating a game between regions.
There's a neat localization difference in the 2 English versions of this game. When you are being taught how to do moves by the Swiftblade brothers, they briefly take control of your body and then show you how to do the technique, and then you do it back, and then you get a little scroll that says you know how to do it. It tells you how to do it if you forget. And in the American version, they say the Swiftblade possession technique, and they go possession, and then they show you how to do the move. But in the European version, they say switcheroo. I also just got the Rocks Cape, which opened up a massive amount of this game. And I technically should have talked to the Swiftblade brothers, Swiftblade in town, one more time before moving on, but I got excited and I left, so next time we go back to town, we'll talk to them.
Localization will never not be just so interesting. Like, one of my personal favorites is Angry Kirby, for like American releases of Kirby games, like for the first 20 years of that franchise's existence.
Oh, look,
if you go look at the box art,
he's really angry.
Yeah, if you go look at the box art for the Japanese version of a Kirby game, and then the American version, it's exactly the same, except they give Kirby angry eyebrows in the American versions, because you need to be more intense.
I found my second
I forget
sword.
what, I don't think they do it anymore, but it was a thing for a long time. But it's like Kirby is like the most, Kirby is terrifying with the ability that Kirby has, but it's like the most adorable ball of pink fluff.
Oh yeah, they're an eldritch horror. They're terrifyingly powerful. Consumer of worlds. I saw a great post the other day talking about how, for many of the more recent Kirby games, all of the opponents have to come from other worlds or dimensions, because at this point everyone in like the Kirby universe understands that it's truly futile to attempt to fight Kirby. They are too powerful. I got a butterfly in that box. You can find butterflies.
I'm gonna try and do a no setup jump here to cross this gap.
I believe in you.
Yep, you got it. Just have to line up a very careful angle. I used to use like this complicated like shield turn setup, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Like, haven't missed it since.
Oops, missed the chest. 20 rupees anyway.
How many dungeons are you at, Wokey?
What do you mean? How many have I finished?
Yeah.
0.
Oh.
But there's only 6 in the
first
game,
one.
and I don't have to do 4.
Okay, I have to do 5. So, okay, all right. So it is expected that this is the expected outcome that I finish my first dungeon first.
Oh, absolutely. And also because I'm playing Key Sanity, like, I have quite a few more items I need to find to finish my dungeons, just due to Cave of Flames only has 2 keys, but every other dungeon has at least 4 keys that I'll need to find, and then the big key. I'm currently in this game's Hype Cave, which has like, I don't even know, 12 checks or something. Yo, the Jabber Nut. The Jabber Nut is one of the 2 ways you can get into Deepwood Shrine. You can also get into Deepwood Shrine using flippers.
I forgot to get the Redead Grotto chest in Kakariko when I was going through. But I should go do that, because that is a bomb locked location. And now that I have the bow, might as well do archery as well as Redead Grotto. I'll knock out the rest of Kakariko Village for me.
Okay, I don't think I found too much that was super useful in Hype Cave there, but now I can do some more Eastern Hyrule checks. And then we can be on our way back to Hyrule Town.
All right, that is Dungeon 1 complete. 4 to go. Granted, Dodongo's Cavern is almost always the first dungeon you beat, since it has the fewest requirements, one of them being a bomb bag, and that's the only requirement. As soon as you have a bomb bag, you can full clear this dungeon. And because of how many locations bomb bag unlocks, generally you're going to be able to do this quite thoroughly.
That's similar with this game and Deepwood Shrine. If you have a sword and gust jar, you're fine. I saved the game instead of quick warping because I hit the wrong button.
Conveniently, this dumps me out right at the entrance. Kakariko, so we just go right back in. We'll do archery number 2. You know, it would have been smart routing to grab that skull number 10 and come in here and turn it in, but 10 skulls is going to be nothing, so we don't have to worry about it. We can come back later. I got caught off guard. Gosh, I failed the shooting mini game twice.
Twice.
Yeah,
You're rusty.
I am rusty. Just a bloopy.
Get to check another cool cave. I don't know why I selected. Okay.
Question. I actually don't know. It's just getting that bloopy just kind of reminded me of something. You know the item, the roop whore that takes away rupees?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did that come from?
I think they were in the DS games. I remember them in those ones because I played them over and over again when I was younger, but I think that's the only place I remember them.
I'm glad I went back because those were hover boots. You know what? Just so I don't potentially get burned. We're gonna get this skull just come back while we're here. I've been burned too many times in playing this video game.
Randomizer do be like that.
Yeah, I should have done this first.
Okay, I'm gonna do a couple checks at Vale Falls, and then we're gonna go back into Hyrule Town. After that, no, until I get the big key for Temple of Droplets, it's really not worth going into it, because Temple of Droplets is one of my favorite things in a game to see people do for the first time, because it gives you the big key right away. You use the big key on the big key door as the second key that you use in the dungeon, and I love seeing people just confused by that when they're so used to the big key being the very last thing you get.
Well, I'm glad I went back because that was a strength upgrade.
Ooh.
That could have been catastrophic if I didn't go back and get those. All right. Well, I can finally go get a song and shoot. You know what? We're not going to go get the song over there. There is a song I can get in Compose a Grave. I'll hold off till I can get, like, when I do Dompe digging or something.
Dompe's in this game too.
Dompe was also introduced in Ocarina of Time. For some reason, of all characters to become a regularly appearing character in the series, it was Dompe.
Well, I think there's just a lot of cool things you can do with a graveyard, one way or the other. So it leads to a lot of like, well, we can just put a graveyard, and then it's like, well, who do we put in it? You put Dompe in it.
But what if you just came up with something else?
But what if a graveyard works best? What if you have to talk to an ancestor of the king? Where else would you talk to them but their crypt?
Is she named Anju? I don't know why that just feels silly to me, but
Oh, we're gonna pause. We seem to have lost Wokey, so we're gonna go to a quick break, fix that. We're about at break anyway, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more racing. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a nice little wellness break, got up and stretched and whatnot. Before we kick things off again, just a couple more announcements. Games Done Quick Highlights is a channel on YouTube that we have where we put highlights of our hotfix shows, and they're really fun to watch. So you should use !highlights in chat, and you can learn more about our highlights channel. Also, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube right now, you can go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick on weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern to check out our live content. That's all I have to say now. So I'm going to toss it back to our runners, and Wokey can kind of explain a little bit of what we missed while the internet decided to not play nice.
What's the last thing you remember seeing? Because was it gone when I started doing chickens, or was it earlier than that?
I would just talk about chickens. I think that's probably about when it went.
Okay. Well, I started the chicken mini game, and then literally I ran across the river, and I threw a chicken over the river, making very careful, very careful to make sure that I don't drown said chicken. And now I just need to get them all three of them into a pen. I've got 2 with me now, and then we'll hopefully keep them all corralled.
Are we going?
Contained. I haven't unpaused yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still paused. Yeah. All right. But if you're both ready, I can count you down and we can unpause and we can get going again. All right. So 3, 2, 1, go.
God, this music is so good.
I got to listen to the chicken music, the mini game music, for a really long time, and I kind of dig it, so I was pretty okay with that. Of all the music to have to listen to while I dealt with network issues, that's a pretty good one.
Wokey, why is that one chicken yellow? That seems not healthy. Like, I've seen a lot of chickens, and that doesn't
chickens
seem
are yellow,
correct.
ish.
I mean, are they?
Maybe it's a rooster.
They're not that yellow.
True, these are pretty striking. This is the color of a door.
Yeah, that's a chicken that like fell in a vat of mustard or
Curry.
something. Yeah, curry. That is definitely
chicken.
curry chicken. Yeah.
Have you ever seen like a young duck before? Those are yellow.
True, maybe they're ducks.
That is a very
Maybe
chicken-looking
Andrew
duck,
has
but
diversified.
That's fair. Maybe it's a duck.
I never questioned it. I've been playing this game for nearly 20 years. Wait, when did this game come out? Almost 20 years ago. I think it was 19 years ago. I don't know how soon after that I played it. I got it used off someone, but...
All right. I don't know if anybody noticed what just happened there. I didn't even know that could happen, but normally there is a 20 rupee that comes out of this pot here. See, there it is. And it fell through the floor or went by the wall. I'm gonna have to check the tapes on that, review the tapes. Because it just wasn't there. Yeah, it was just gone. Lost to the Shadow Realm. I think it went through the wall. The
Shadow Realm.
So it's time for a change of clothes.
There's no outfit changes in this game. There isn't even armor upgrades. You get a talking hat, and then you just go from there. But
Right, I just had a brilliant idea that I'm going to give you for free. All right. So when you stream Zooter, you could have different outfits for your VTuber as well, and just have like a stream deck button that when you change outfits, you can also change the outfit there, and that would be top tier. I'm giving
That
you
is
that
pretty
one for
great, I'm
free.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Do you know how expensive outfits are? See, I don't have that kind of budget.
I don't.
We at no point said it would be
not.
economical. I do know how expensive V2 riffers are. Oh, I got my sword. I got another sword.
Is this where I shamelessly plug the stream? Where if you want to support this meme, go follow. No.
Yeah, go follow Fant_TV. Also,
if you
go
want
follow
to see
Loki.
more outfits, go to twitch.tv/Fant_TV/subscribe, and then click the tier 3 button, and then it'll be great. Then more outfits
And then,
right on the horizon.
more outfits. Yeah.
As the better my stream performs, the more money I will throw back at it. Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
That's how I justify buying games.
You can also see Fant here on Hotfix on, what is it, every other Tuesday, Fant? Is that correct?
Every other Tuesday. In fact, it shares the same week as you. So
I was
Yeah,
just going to
so-
say
Part
of
that.
the same
I was
week?
just going to...
So Game
pretty much your
Masters
week.
on Tuesdays. You can check out Fant and Feats of Gaming, right? That's about what it is. Pretty sweet show.
but I will
You
say,
should definitely
I am,
check out the VOD of this week's episode.
It is funny that you mentioned it. I am working on a new outfit, but bringing together all the materials and all that takes a lot of hours to sew something this fancy. So it takes
That
time.
makes sense.
Oh no, I'm not closing my eyes. I'm closing my eyes.
Don't look at that hint. Don't do it.
I don't know what it was. I
All right,
closed
I don't
my eyes
either.
in time.
You closed it very quickly.
Okay, hopefully you all saw it. So that means you can laugh at me about that was an awful place for that to be.
Now for the first time, chat can actually be right when they say that you should go to a certain location.
Potentially, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I guess you only have my word to go on that I didn't see it. I did try to close my eyes in time, and I promise you, I did not see it.
You're feeling the
trust you,
heat
Fan.
from
And
Woki's
even if you get
gamer.
one hit, hopefully it wouldn't be too bad. One hit won't break me. It'll take more than that to shake my confidence. But what will shake my confidence is my lack of big G's. Holy schmoly. I still haven't looked at my map to see what dungeons I actually need to do yet, because I have so few dungeons I can actually go and look in, because I just don't have any big keys yet. Just gonna leave all those rupees up there. Let's do a quick dungeon check.
Yeah, this is quite concerning. I still don't have a warp song, but I have almost every regular song, which means I can almost do frogs too in Zora's River. Quite special. The frog game.
What's the frog game? I do not remember.
You play the frog song, which is like 12 random notes. Well, it's not random, it's a set pattern, but it feels random because it's not a good song. And you just gotta
Feels
play
random
it
because
very
it's bad.
fast. Like there's not too much margin for error there. And you get an item off of it.
There is a check in this that in the base game is basically trivia. There's a great fairy fountain, and she asks you about your adventure so far, like how many Minish that Malari has working with him, and what your grandfather's name is and which element you got first was. But they didn't want randomizer players to have to either remember that or have to switch all the chat options, so you can just lie and it's fine. I just saw
I just got the key to the forest temple was left under the doormat outside the sacred forest meta. The hook shot was hiding inside the Wolfos grotto. So now we can go do forest temple, and it's 15 minutes of stuff with like 2 cool things I can do in the entire dungeon. So enjoy. My menu is already even set up for it.
I get to run so fast I don't sink into a swamp, and that's about exciting as things are for me right now. I also got the lantern. It was floating around above the ground because there are 3 checks in this game that are butterflies, that usually upgrade one of your abilities, one for the flippers, one for the bow, and one for mole mitts. And it makes it very funny because it means that you just have random items that always float around in a seed because they're replacing a butterfly. And this time it was a floating lantern, which sounds like a horror story.
It sure does. All right, so first couple rooms of Forest Temple, can't do anything fancy. So it's just really doing it the vanilla way. You go to the back, you take out the Stalfos, and this is one thing I didn't understand about Ocarina of Time until I played Randomizer. And there's this room here at the front where you have to defeat 2 Stalfos Knights. Those are the big skeleton dudes with a sword and shield. They're very annoying. Sometimes like to just be rude and not let you damage them at all. They're in this room right here. This room is directly below the room where you get the bow. So if you look up, there it is. The room's right up there. Pretty cool. That's not the cool thing or the annoying thing, but until Randomizer happens, I did not know that you have to defeat these 2 before the Stalfos upstairs will spawn. So if you miss it, you have to come back down here, take them out, and then climb all the way back up. It's the worst. Also, did you know you can drink a Poe and it gives you a heart sometimes? Look at this.
So, only sometimes?
Yeah. Here we go.
Fascinating.
Eat a ghost. Yeah, Link just ate a ghost.
I wonder what kind of nutritional value a ghost has.
I'd imagine nothing because it's a ghost.
Like celery? Is it like negative calories?
That's not how calories work.
Heard it here first, folks. Celery and ghost, they're the same thing. Celery
Ghosts
is a
are made of
ghost.
celery, or celery is made of ghosts?
That's a good question.
I'm assuming they both go down better with peanut butter.
The peanut butter and ghost sandwich.
The PB&G. All-time classic in Hyrule.
Nothing better to start your day with.
Oh,
than
this
a ghost.
Octorok is a legend.
Oh, there's my Cave of Flames big key. I can't even use it yet because I need another small key. I really want my flute because that would let me get around places much faster. But this lantern's pretty nice. It lets me double back to a couple locations. And now that I've got the ability to split, because I got my 3rd sword, only 2 more to go.
Chat call said that Poes are what one might call soul food, and that got me. That one got me pretty good.
Okay, that's great.
I saw someone say they're empty calories, which I think is also funny.
That is a 10 out of 10 joke right there.
Carbohydrates. That's also very good.
Classic.
Let's keep these food ghost jokes coming, chat. I like these.
And you know, I feel like puns get a bad rap. Where like the default
A good
response
pun is it really has its place.
No, so the default reaction people have been conditioned to do is you hear a pun, no matter what it is, you are expected to groan or something like that. And there are groan-worthy puns, no doubt. But there's also incredible puns that deserve the respect and laughter that goes with them, rather than the default groan response. All right, I'm getting close to one of the 2 cool things you can do in Forest Temple.
One of the 2 cool things in this entire game.
Everything else isn't that cool, but I am a big fan of this one. Very easy, you can do it at home. You just go around, push this block 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze right on through. Climb the ladder, then you just get the check like you normally would. Here we go. All right. There's the check. Oh, and it's a big one. That means this is a good item, potentially. It's the boomerang. Okay, let's go. All right, then.
Is boomerang an important item for Ocarina of Time?
It is. You're going to jump over here. You're going to C up so your A and B buttons are between that middle little spike of the rope. You're going to jump off backwards and jump slash. And then you're just in this little alcove. And that skips a whole bunch of stuff to easily access the Wall Master room right here. So easy, anybody can do it with like 2 minutes of practice. And it looks cool as heck.
There's nothing quite like a flashy trick that's easy to set up.
Yeah, it's super free, and looks fancy.
All of these business shrubs trying to sell me money for more money than it's worth. The first one wanted 20 rupees for 1 rupee, and that one wanted 40 rupees for 5 rupees.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me.
Yeah, I should loop back and trade with them real quick.
Absolutely, yeah. Just a bargain. I don't know where you're ever going to find a deal like that.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we now have a whole bunch of other boring forest temple to do. I'm sorry, see. This is the worst part of Ocarina of Time Rando, the forest temple. It's a fantastic dungeon in a casual playthrough, but as soon as you speedrun it like twice, it's just...
Yeah. This is a good time for us to talk about our favorite Zelda games. Every time I have Zelda on, we always, have to ask the question of what's your favorite Zelda game? Because there's a bunch of them. So, what's your favorite Zelda game?
Yeah, I think the most consistent one, start to finish, of just things I enjoy has to be Majora's Mask, because the way they integrated the side contents with the regular dungeon format just worked, and like everything was super high quality. It also just like felt so alive, that world, compared to most other Zelda games. Just everything in that game just felt right. There's so much to do everywhere, so many little hidden secrets. Couldn't ask for more in a Zelda game.
Nice.
But what if you could go really small in that game too?
I think I know your answer, Wookie, but what is your favorite Zelda game?
You know very, very specifically what my answer is, and I'll see if I can line it up on the stream while I'm playing. But not just my favorite Zelda game, but my favorite game of all time is Zelda Minish Cap. And I have kinstones tattooed on my forearms. And I have the other half of my other forearm. It is simply hard to show. I think this is just rupees. I don't need this item. It is. And then here's the other side. There you go. I love this game. I have played it just over and over and over again in my life. And I just wanted a way to kind of, make it known that I appreciate it.
That's awesome. My favorite Zelda game is Cadence of Hyrule. Which I know doesn't exactly. I just, so Zelda formula just doesn't click with me a lot of times, but apparently, roguelike rhythm games do, because I really love Cadence of Hyrule. It is such a good game. I love the music.
It's a good time.
It is so fun, and the music's great. I could sit in the main menu for just hours listening to the main music, the menu music.
The soundtrack is absolutely top tier. I did a second dip into Cave of Flames simply because I was up here and it had nothing. But that's my own fault for deciding to go into a dungeon for 2 checks. But I also got the warp. So now going back into it will also be even faster.
Dalphos is being very rude.
The fact that I still don't have the big key for Temple of Droplets when I have this few checks around is surprising.
I see some of chat's favorite Zelda games. We've got Link to the Past, classic.
It's a good one.
Some couple of Link's Awakenings in there. Not sure if that's the new or the old Link Awakening. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Ooh, Hyrule Warriors. Shout outs. Favorite Zelda game being not normal Zelda games. I like that. Let's see. Anything else? More Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past. Yeah. Oh, there's a Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess is definitely a popular one for people. I don't think I finished Twilight Princess.
I haven't played many Zelda games, so I mean, when I answer this question, there's only like 3 to choose from. So, but I
Link
played.
to the Past, Cadence of
I played. Yeah, so my first Zelda was Breath of the Wild, actually, and then Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah, and then Link to the Past was a much more recent endeavor for me, which was fine. It was okay. Definitely liked Cadence of Hyrule the best out of those 3.
I think in terms of a modern game, like obviously Link to the Past is dated, but I think it's pretty good. Hey, another sword! I'd love to see it.
I think Link to the Past holds up better than Ocarina of Time, to be honest.
I think most Super Nintendo games hold up better than most N64 games. Just early 3D is rough.
Yeah, but Ocarina of Time still,
that's not their fault.
Probably the single most influential game of all time. But it is rough to go back to if you're used to modern game standards.
Loki, is that the Blue Eyes White Sword?
The Blue Eyes White Sword, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Blue Eyes White Sword. Cool. Sorry, Fan, go ahead.
Here's the other cool thing. You can jump slash off this and skip a cycle. Woo! Looks dangerous, very free. But yeah, it's interesting how much stuff that was like first developed in Ocarina of Time is still in use in almost every video game today. Quite wild. The amount of like just the whole concept of having a targeting system in 3D action games. Yeah, this is where it came from.
I had a similar experience through last year and then finishing early this year. I played through all of the North American released Dragon Quest games in a row on stream, not in one sitting. It took 8 months. But it was really neat seeing where, because Dragon Quest, what was released in North America as Dragon Warrior was the first JRPG. And it was really, really neat seeing all of the foundation there from the get-go. And how, everything has come from there.
All right, we're almost done with Forest Temple. It's almost time to relax and actually do something more interesting. I've been thinking about where to go next. And although I have a boomerang, I have a lot of pieces to dungeons, but I don't have a lot of full access to dungeons. So we're gonna need to go probably hunt some overworld stuff. I think with that hook shot, Lake Hylia seems like a good option now as adult. There's a bunch of stuff I can get over there, in addition to all the Hyrule field checks down there. That's a quick 6 checks, or 5 checks, that I can actually obtain, and then the 6th one I can look at. So yeah, I think I'm gonna head there next. What do you think? Do you think I should head there?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to go.
All right.
I know so much about Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time randomizer. I'm certainly the person that you want to give the wheel.
Like whenever I try to give my chat the wheel. Go ahead, Wookie.
No, it's all good. It's all good. At this point, I'm really just looking for a sword and Gust Jar and then just a bunch of big keys. And so I'm nearing the point where I don't actually need many more items and I get to start just kind of plowing through areas, but there's still pretty big chunks that are unavailable to me because I need the Veil Stones, the Veil Falls Kinstone, and that'll open up 30-ish checks, if not more. And then the number of checks I've got is low, but one of them is going to have the right thing and it's going to just absolutely blow the game open. And it is not another 50 rupee that goes down the drain. You get so much money in this game when you play the rupee shuffle, which is like, obviously, if you're shuffling a massive amount of rupees into the item pool, you're going to get a bunch of rupees. But it really just means that you very rarely want for money. Because you only ever need, worst case scenario, you could end up spending 600, 300 plus 80 plus 60, 20, 40. Yeah, like, you know, whatever that was. A little over 1,000 rupees. But I have probably already thrown 1,000 rupees down the drain just while running around for an hour and a half, not even. And that would require every single purchase location to be something important, which is, as you're well aware, pretty unlikely.
Fun fact for how Phantom Ganon works. To get all small in the picture, all they do, if I can get over here really quickly, is they just make them really small and shrink them and move them up the platform like that, see? The illusion goes away when you get close, but it's kind of amusing.
They just shrink down his model to make it look like he's running up.
They shrink it down and move it up so it looks like they're going up the portrait, but it's just amusing when you look at it at an off angle like that.
Oh, I see. That's very funny. I have a little bit of stream delay because I've got the GDQ stream open just to see how things are going and seeing Cause calling out my bad math skills. But that's because he's my friend and he's allowed to do that.
Did you also know Phantom Ganon's laugh is just a 3 times slowed down version of the Poe giggle?
Isn't there a thing like that in Halo as well? Where like the sound of an enemy is the sound of like a main character's chant slowed down? That sounds like it's a thing, but it could be.
Like Ganon's being really rude.
Talking some shenanigans.
Making me look like a fool here. All right, that's 2 dungeons down.
I'm in a second dungeon. Actually, I'm technically in a third dungeon, but I was in that second dungeon for probably less than a minute. Because I could only get 2 checks, but I was simply... It was one of those scenarios that if it's not there, checking it barely loses me any time. And if it wasn't there, losing, you know, going there doesn't lose me any time. And if it was there, if I left it till later, I'd be kicking myself, so...
Right, 3 more to go. All right.
Yeah, how are you two feeling about your seeds right now?
My seed is rude.
That makes sense.
Mine is pretty typical. This is a pretty standard. Like nothing's really popping out as particularly awful. Usually you get an idea of what's awful by reading the hint stones. But since we're not reading the hint stones, we're kind of
just don't know how awful it is yet.
Yeah, we don't know how awful it is until we find everything. So, yeah, we got all that to look forward to. But I'm just going to be cleaning up some overworld checks here. So just South Hyrule, Zora's Domain, Zora's River, all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, graveyard.
Until we get something else.
I can actually go and finish my first dungeon. I got the last item I needed to complete it, which was the graveyard key.
All right, Loki can get the first on the board. I got 5 on the board. Well, 2 on the board of 5.
I need 1 more sword. I need the Gust Jar. I mean, Flute would be nice. And I need 3 Kinstones, and then whatever keys will get me into the end zone. But there's still plenty of game to run through, and plenty of checks to let me down.
All right, there's the Megaton Hammer in South Hyrule, so that's access to a 3rd dungeon I can beat.
That's another item that's missing from this game that's in a lot of other ones. There's no hammer in this game.
Yeah, hammer's pretty good. Functions as a bomb for most things. There are things bombs can blow up that a hammer can't, but Hammer's good for the most part.
20 rupees.
Actually, I'm going to open this up because I don't have enough money to pay off the 10 rupee scrub here. So I may just have to farm some rupees here. Let's see. Give me some money. Give me some money. Dang it.
And you told chat where a good place to get rupees was earlier. You just got to run up those chains.
Yeah.
Are you close to
when you're
said
adult,
chains?
you can't. And oh, jeez. Okay. But if you're adult, you can
because
hook.
the gate's all screwed up.
Yeah, but if you're adult, you can hook shot those plants. They give you quite a few rupees like that.
Hey.
I guess it's a beehive. Yeah. Well, I don't see no bees.
I've got one check that I'm going to do in Hyrule Town real quick, and then we're going to run straight into that graveyard because it is basically the only place I have checks right now outside of that one Hyrule Town check. So we're going to get something cool in there. It's going to be something. And if it's the Vale Falls Kinstone, we get to go into the clouds and we get to float around a whole bunch and we get to lift, dig up a bunch of things in the clouds. And it'll be great.
Yeah, so I'm going to just wrap up some miscellaneous overworld checks here before we go into Fire Temple, everybody's favorite dungeon. And we're going to play a game I like to play on my channel once I get in there. Those of you who regularly watch me know what's going to happen. But we're going to let the GDQ audience play as well. But more on that later. So this is your hook. I'm giving you a hook, see, for everybody to stay tuned. For like 15 more minutes until we get there. Yeah.
Yeah. We also will have a game at the very end that Wokey plays with their stream. So
it's a good game.
It's a good game. Everyone will want to stick around for the game at the very end.
And the winner will get a gift sub.
You hear that?
And if you're
That's
right on, I'll give
big.
5 additional gift subs to chat.
Yeah.
But the closest that anyone has come was C, which was, and he was 7 off. A long time ago. That was a long time.
Yeah.
Boy, Lake Hylia area loaded. We got the Megaton Hammer. We got magic. We're just moving right on. Handful of items from Go mode here. See, what's our timer at?
We are at 1 hour and 21 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna need to slow down a bit. It's okay, we're gonna go into Fire Temple and full clear it. That's gonna be plenty of time.
I think I'm approaching the like critical mass point where there isn't too much else that's going to slow me down. The seed feels like it's the kind that, at the moment at least, it's giving me the impression that it's one of those seeds that kind of strings you along a little bit, but then suddenly gives you like go mode of 2.5 dungeons. So I can't say that for sure yet, but we'll see. You guys are running around in the dark now. I apologize to anyone who doesn't know this area implicitly, but I do, so I get to run around in the dark instead of equipping the lamp.
Wait, everything was here. All right, GDQ audience, it's time. It's time to guess where in the Fire Temple is the boss key to the dungeon. You can pick a number between 1 and 14. 1 and 14. Usually it's 14. It's always at the top. So the correct answer is 14, but you can pick anything between 1 and 14 for where it's going to be. And, I can't give you a gift sub like Loki, but you can get my respect.
Guessing 12.
I hope to see one of every number
14,
get guessed, so someone wins.
Yeah, there's enough people that someone should win.
I haven't. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's like I hadn't seen a 1. All right.
Got several 9s. Wow. Everyone's thinking it's 9.
See, 14 is my favorite number, so
the reason I didn't offer
14.
a gift sub to the winner is because there's only 14 checks. So I could just be out a whole paycheck if it lands on the one everybody picks.
I think generally people say the first one to get it right. I think it's not a class action type of payout.
All right, predictions are now closed. From this point on. Not that I can actually moderate this.
Ooh, another kinstone. Wow, I got the. This is the longest it's ever taken me to get the Vale Falls kinstone, but I did just get the access to the Castor ruins, which are going to give me some a good number of checks to go and do after this. And hopefully the flute's down there, because going out of that area without the flute is kind of garbo, not gonna lie.
All right, it is not check number 1. So if you guessed 1, you're out. Better luck next time. It's not 2 either, but that is a big chest. So if it has something like Din's Fire in it, we're looking hot. It's the Kokiri sword. That's another dungeon. So that is 4 dungeons I can beat. We're gonna head there next.
I technically can't beat this second dungeon that I just got access to, but I can do everything except for the boss, which it might be worse. And I got my first element. We got the water element from the ancient king of Hyrule.
All right, there's our first 3 checks. So we're gonna get 4 and 5 on the first floor. And then we're heading up. Again, the correct answer is 14. I tried to tell you, but so many people picked other numbers.
Against your better judgment, you told them the answer. You gave them
what
the answer to the test,
and they ignored it.
And I was lucky because 14 is my favorite number, so I automatically picked 14.
Well, there you go. All right, it's not 4. Tried to be sneaky and say, well, 4 has a piece of 14 in it. Well, you also got a piece of a key because it's a small key and not a big key in number 4.
Well, we can't give you half the gift sub, so we got to round down. That's the wrong kinstone.
So side hopping there doesn't do anything. It's actually slower, but I'm kind of low on HP. And if you're wearing the Goron tunic, you still take damage when you're sitting in lava, but it's a set timer, set number of frames for when you enter the lava that's going to damage you. So if you side hop, backflip, or like just do some other way to get out of it, like so just a side hop or a backflip, it resets the timer, so you just never get hit. You could stay in there forever. Good for low damage categories.
I just passed my second butterfly check, so this time instead of a cool item floating around, it was just 5 bombs. There's an item in this game called the Karlov medal that is just a man's face in the shape of a medal, or a medal in the shape of a man's face. That's more accurate. And so you'll just see this man's face floating around if it turns out to be one of the checks. Well, we found the dog food. We can go feed Fifi.
All right, it is not location 6. I could see it through the grate there. So 1 through 6 are out. As I tried to warn you, it's 14. Anyway, time for my favorite strat in Fire Temple. You do a ground jump here. Don't worry about how it works, it just does. Then you come up over here and you just do the toss towards the camera. The look away, you don't need to see the explosion happen because Link is that cool. Just go right on up.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. It's a pretty classic meme from before they were memes. I don't even know what we called memes then.
All the image macros.
Macros, that's true.
Image macros.
There was reaction images and rage faces. Dark times. I don't need that heart piece, so I'm gonna skip it. We've got the last sword. We got our fifth sword. See, I do this all the time. We have the 4 sword. It took 5 swords to get the 4 sword.
All right. If you guessed 1 through 8, you ignored my advice by not picking 14. All of you are out. Sorry. The average. I tried to warn them. You heard me.
You really did, but I can't really blame them. I also did not pick 14.
The reason it's always 14 is because the fire temple is very cumbersome to climb. So generally, via our good trusty friend confirmation bias, the fire temple boss key is always at the top.
Confirmation bias is hanging out again. What a good friend.
I mean, it paid off for the bomb bag.
It did. I really should have believed you because of that.
Yeah, now
You got me the first time.
There's only 5 checks left. There's a 20% chance. It's a 100% chance, but there's a 20% chance. It is check number 14 now because we got 10 through 14 left.
It's going to be 12, I'm telling you. Check number 12.
We'll find out here shortly. At 12 is going to be the Scarecrow chest, Pierre's chest. That's also an awful one.
The Scarecrow is named Pierre?
Pierre, yep.
That's a great name for a Scarecrow.
That's a good Scarecrow name.
Yeah.
All right, it's not 10. But we need this key anyway. Oh, no. You're 12. You're going to be the compass chest further up. For those
That's
of you
way less exciting.
who know Ocarina of Time, you're like, hey, there's a chest right there below this bombable floor. There's a chest down there by the shortcut. How can an experienced Ocarina of Time randomizer forget about this chest? Well, I already saw what it was by coming in, so don't worry about it. You can peek it. That's the glory of chest size matches contents. You can see what that chest is in the shortcut room before you
Giving
go down
yourself
and waste
free
the effort.
information.
Yep.
Everything you can
Alright.
get to get the upper hand.
Here is check 11. Well, we have to go through this room I always forget about. Soon, TM. I'm glad we got to play this game tonight.
It's a good game. It's been a while since I've played Ocarina of Time, but I should give it another go.
Chat, if you're enjoying this Ocarina of Time, make sure you stick around after the show for the next show, which is all about Ocarina of Time. It's called Ocarina Improv, and it's all about Ocarina of Time from a beginner's perspective. So Fant here is not a beginner. Fant's pretty good at this video game. But you too could learn how to be good like Fant by watching some of the tips and tricks on Ocarina Improv.
Gosh, I need to send my chat over to Ocarina Improv because, every time I say, hey, chat, where should I go next? Or try to do something fun, it's like, I don't know anything about this game. So, Ocarina of Time is the main thing I stream, and nobody knows about Ocarina of Time. So, they should go over, watch Ocarina Improv, so they can, know what I'm doing.
Definitely an
Maybe
underrated game, Ocarina of Time.
I guess that's failure on my part for not explaining enough. So that's why you should go watch Ocarina Improv. Tonight, after this. Anyway, we're on to check 12, C. The next one's yours.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is going to be it right here. I forgot what we're even looking for, but it's going to be in this chest.
The boss key of Fire Temple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're called
that makes
boss
sense.
keys in this game, in Ocarina of Time?
Yep.
I guess they're called nightmare keys in Link's Awakening. Are they? That sounds right, but maybe I'm also rambling.
All right, here it is. Check number 12 is not it. We're going to 13.
I got a 50-50 shot of being right now.
Yeah. I tried to
but
warn
what
you,
was
chat.
12?
I
Was that
tried to
good?
warn you about this.
Was 12 good? What even was that?
That was a quiver. See?
That
So if you
seems
don't know what a
good.
quiver is, it's the thing that you put arrows in.
Right. And you need those. That seems like a good thing.
No, but I already had one.
Are quivers ever a required item logically?
You
in your
need
game?
2 of them, obviously.
I mean, a bow is. They're
Do you have
progressive.
your bow?
I do have my bow. So bows are progressive. So what that means is there are 3 bow locations. Or in the vanilla game, there's a bow that you get in Forest Temple, and then 2 bow upgrades, which are ammo expansions. Those are all treated as the same thing in randomizer, but it's called progressive. So you take those 3 locations, the bow and the 2 quivers, shuffle them through the world. Whichever of those you find first, any of those 3, no matter which one it is going to be your bow. The second one you find is going to be your first quiver upgrade, and then the third one's going to be your second quiver upgrade. That's what we call progressive, where it's multiple things in a series of items that will grow in the order you find them in, regardless of what it actually is.
It's funny because in Minish Cap, both bombs and arrows are 2 separate sets of progressive upgrades. Because bombs are 1 set of progressive upgrades. Like you get bomb bags that'll go 10, 30, 50, and then 99 for how many bombs you can hold. And the bow has quiver upgrades, but the bow has a separate upgrade that's light arrows. And so the bows are progressive, and then there's separate progressive quiver upgrades. But then the bomb bags are progressive, but there's also remote bombs. That is its own separate thing. And so you can have remote bombs, but not have the ability to hold any bombs yet.
All right, here we go. We're about to get the answer on if it's 13 or 14. There we go. And it's 13. I lied to you the whole time.
I've been absolutely bamboozled.
But I think this meets the spirit of having to go all the way to the top of Fire Temple, because this is the highest point in Fire Temple.
And do you still probably check 14 anyway?
I intentionally did
find out
this.
what 14 is.
Yeah, I intentionally did this in the opposite order, so that check would be 13 instead of 14, because that's where it always is. And 14 is nothing. Anyway, big shout outs to all of you who guessed 13. I tried to bait it out of being 14, but didn't work. Still climbed up to the top, all the way to the top. But yeah, my chat knows you always guess the high numbers first, because that's where it's going to be. 14 being the most common, then 13, 12, 11, and nobody ever picks a single digit number.
Do we have any more guessing games on your side yet?
I mean, I'm sure I can figure something out.
Okay. I have to, at some point, redeem myself. I've been wrong twice now.
My last remaining required item outside of keys is the Gust Jar. And so the guessing game for me is just when will Wokey find the Gust Jar and how sad will it make them? So on a scale of 1 to 10, guess how sad I'll be when I find it. And then that's,
7.
That's your guessing game.
7.
I mean, you can guess
7.
if I'm going to die to Volvagia here.
Is Volvagia particularly nasty?
No.
Oh. So you can guess,
still
but you
guess.
shouldn't.
Oh, we are going to get the 1 cycle here. There we go. That's how you do Volvagia. You just pump a bunch of chews into that hole. 9 total, so I did 8 chews plus a bomb. And that's enough for a single Master Sword jump slash to take her out.
I didn't know you could throw bombs into the hole and damage Volvagia.
Well, it's like, you put it in the lava, there's a hitbox hidden under there that you can hit with explosives. So the devs didn't intend for you to find that, but we did.
It's more of a coincidence than this cool trick. That's a single rupee. I don't need that.
All right, that's dungeon number 3. Oh, we can play a game. Actually, no, we have channel points in there. You already put it in there. Dude, this would be a good channel point thing, but that is it. Will the Deku Tree have anything of value? You know what? I'm
What's
gonna go
the
get those
correct answer for that one?
The correct answer is no.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna vote yes. The Deku Tree will have something.
What's it gonna have? All right, now we can actually test the chat's knowledge.
That would require me to know what the options are.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be like, what do you think is going to be in Deku Tree? Could it be a mirror shield, strength upgrade, hook shots, upgrade number 2, more bomb bags, maybe Din's Fire, Nehru's Love,
It's gonna
potentially
be
light arrows, fire
Nehru's
arrows,
Love.
another magic.
Nehru's Love, for sure.
We don't know if there's anything going to be in there. It could just be nothing. You can vote nothing.
That's another item that both of our games share. Does Mirror Shield do anything for you, logically?
Yep, it locks an entire dungeon.
Oh yeah, the Spirit Temple, right? It's Mirror Shield is so useless in this game that you can only actually get it after you beat the final boss in a casual playthrough. So it is 0% required to beat the game.
Yeah, but we are in an interesting situation here. So I have multiple outs to finish this seed. I still need to find the light arrows wherever they are, but you know what? I'm gonna let C make this call. If I get 5 dungeons super fast, I could play for the hint of where the light arrows are. Or I can just aimlessly search the entire game. See, I'm gonna let you make that call depending on how fast it takes me to get these 5 dungeons.
All right, we'll think about it.
Cause I did say I wouldn't
Also-
read any hint stones, but Ganon's not a hint stone. Ganon's just Ganon.
One of the guesses in chat for what is in Deku Tree is spiders, which, based on my limited knowledge of this game, feels correct.
No, that's incorrect. They're not spiders, they're
unlucky.
squishes. And then the Goma's, like, I don't know. Actually, is Goma considered a spider in the description? I'll have to go check. Giant something. You know the big boss
title
tags?
might be. Yeah, her boss test might be like Giant Spider Queen or something.
I thought it was arachnid.
Well, I think that's just, you know, an arachnid is a spider.
That counts.
Are all arachnids considered spiders? Or are all spiders an arachnid? Does it go both ways?
I think it goes both ways. I think that's one of the scenarios where it's just another name for it, but I also could be wrong.
All right, I'm gonna need someone to fact check this. Are all arachnids spiders? Are all arachnids spiders? I don't know the answer to this. I feel like no, because isn't a scorpion an arachnid?
Oh yeah, scorpions are also arachnids.
So
Mites.
Goma's more of a scorpion than a spider. Yeah, I'm gonna take that as the win. Yeah, there's no spiders in
I concede.
Deku Tree.
I concede
It's Skulltulas
my-
and a giant arachnid.
I have
I'm just
so
waiting.
many checks open to me right now.
I'm not looking at chat, but I'm just waiting for me to watch this VOD later. I'm just waiting for the spam. Like, you're wrong.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being wrong.
It's fine. This is why I asked, right?
Most interesting thing that I'm seeing in chat is that crabs are apparently arachnids.
Interesting.
Crabs are crustaceans.
Yeah, I don't know.
But is a
I don't
crustacean
know.
just a subset of arachnids?
I mean, I think if your only qualifier is that they have 8 legs, I think you could be right, but yeah, I think there's more to it than that.
Also, don't crabs have 6 legs and 2 claws?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the crab as an arachnid thing, but now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look it up later.
Now we're gonna host a whole new hotfix show about monsters in video games
Yeah.
and their real life analogs. And every other episode's about Pokemon.
All toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. I wonder if that's true.
As a reminder to everybody watching, we are speedrunners, not animal biologists.
I know a few animal biologists, but I'm not one. I'm a web developer, which doesn't actually make me a spider.
Spiders.
I actually have mild arachnophobia. I hate spiders very much.
All right, into dungeon number 4.
Everyone say hi to Big Goron. He goes by real quick, and then we probably don't see him again.
Is there anything Minish Cap didn't take from Ocarina of Time?
Gust Jar, Mole Mitts, Rockscape, Tingle Truck.
Like I just see you got Big Goron, you got all these spells and abilities. You got an Ocarina, you got Dompe. Oh, we got a big one. Double D, double defense. If you guessed double defense was in deck, congratulations.
I now get to jump around the clouds and fuse kinstones with clouds that are different than the ones I'm jumping off in some distinct way. Up in there.
Yeah, but for me, Rudo's letter gets me into go mode.
There we go.
Unless C says I can't go get the light arrowhead. Iron Boots, or not Iron Boots, Long Shot has a 90% chance of getting me into go mode. Mirror Shield and the Strength is another out. Din's Fire is an out. I think that's all my outs.
My outs at this point is really just I need keys, a few big keys, and then the Gust Jar. But I've not done a lot of dungeon, and so there are some dungeons I could get through pretty quick, but I just need the big keys. And there are some dungeons that will take a while regardless. I got my Mirror Shield.
We do a double glitch combo here. Ground jump to skip all of the Deku Tree, and flame storage where I put a lit Deku stick into my pocket and then pull it out at a later, more convenient time.
That feels incredibly dangerous.
Sounds dangerous.
There's bombs in there. It's like I'm not worried about the regular bombs because bombs are in a bomb bag. I think it's made out of like a Dodongo's stomach, which is like fireproof or something. So that's
Well, we do
fine.
know they don't like smoke.
They don't like smoke though. But the problem is the bomb shoes are just sitting there in the pockets, and those are highly flammable.
Not to mention that it would just be hot in your pocket.
Ooh, I got my Ocarina. Now getting around the world doesn't suck.
See, I had that conversation about puns earlier. That was a groan-worthy pun. that was a groan-worthy one right there.
It wasn't even intentional.
It's okay, see, I forgive you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Also, that's definitely more scorpion than it is spider.
Yeah, Goma's totally a scorpion.
And as we've learned, not all arachnids are spiders.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody's learning something today. Probably just us. I feel like, you know, Twitch chat's pretty smart. They already know everything. So I don't think they learned anything.
Based on my interactions, Twitch chat does know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Sky Sharks. Come on, Sky Sharks.
Oh, hey, I have all dungeons completed. We're going to go get the Ocarina of Time in Ocarina of Time. I didn't even realize I had all the stones.
I got my other big key. I really just need one more big key and the gust jar, and I'm set. But until then, it's a little bit scary. But once I get that, I can really fly through some dungeons.
All right, well, I finally get a warp song here. Normally, there's a hint that tells me what this song is, but we're not reading hints, so we're just gonna find out what it is now. Just Serenade of Water. All right, time to do some market cleanup. Then we'll head adults and start searching more areas, because we kind of ran out of leads. And, oh, I need to go check this folder. We ran out of leads of where to go. So we're now just back on the hunt. Still have Zora's River, Zora's Domain to do, which I guess we'll probably do throughout the market rather than go adult. Plenty of checks over there. I'm trying to think of how much money I need for the rest of the seed. I think 20 more should be good.
Okay. I'm gonna go into this dungeon even though I can't do all of it. I can do the vast majority of it, so we'll go for a dip. We'll dip our toes in. I can beat the boss, so it's really a matter of just not it being a total waste.
All right, I got scanned by the bomb shoe bowling.
Damn it.
Can you believe that business is allowed to operate, see? Like, they're giving explosives to a child to go hit up targets, and you can die in that minigame if you just hold them in your hand. It's terrifying.
I mean, they just don't have the same rules and regulations back, you know?
Sounds like quite the OSHA violation.
Yeah,
I don't think OSHA
the
exists
Wild
in
West.
Hyrule.
Yeah.
Well, there is also
Wait,
a
what?
store in this game where you can pay $10.
Hang on. Did you all see that? The bomb went through the floor. It landed in the seam and fell through the...
It's the second time today you've had...
Yeah, the rupee fell through the floor earlier, and then now the bomb just fell through the floor. How am I so
There's
good at
also
this?
a store in this game where you can pay someone to take a nap, and then you can fight in your dreams, and you can take damage that persists when you wake up.
I'm loving this mini fetch quest. We get the Lens of Truth. Now we just go back in. We do the treasure chest game. Oh, hey! I figured out something we could have chat do. Okay, this gets actually. You know what? If someone gets this right, I will gift a sub because the odds are 1 in 32. You need to give me 5 consecutive letters. That is either an L or an R. L meaning left, R meaning right.
Yes.
If you get it exactly right, I will gift you a sub. I'm gonna wait in here for about 30 seconds, to allow for the guesses to get in. All right, I'm gonna buy the key. This is completely random.
It's five letters.
5 letters, R's or L's. Yep.
All right, I'm writing mine down so I don't forget. We're going
Also,
left,
I don't
left,
know.
right, left.
I'm gonna have to trust chat on the honor system to let me know if they get it right. I pulled it up and it's going so fast. It's like,
It is going pretty fast.
There are a good number of people here, so
all right, okay.
statistically speaking, if everyone guesses something, someone's gonna get it right.
All right, we're stopping bets. Okay, we're going in. From this point on, I'm drawing the line in the sand. Just smile if you're still in it, okay? That's the rule. Just smile if you are still in it. It is right.
All right, well, I'm
The one
out.
who put L first, you're banned.
I should not have.
Wow.
I should not have promised gift subs. See, it's RL, RL.
RL.
RLR.
All right. I see one in here that's got an RLR so far.
RLR. RLRL.
Oh, I see somebody in here that's one away.
RLRLL is the answer.
Oh.
RLRLL. Did anybody get it right? Oh, hey, it's a long shot in here.
Long shot sounds handy.
How much money did I just
One
lose?
person. Nope. We've got one person. Congratulations, one person. You were correct.
Wait, only one
Shanner-
person got it.
One person got it. Shanners.
Yeah, Shanner, you got
Shanners wins?
it. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on. I see someone say they were completely backwards. You know, I'm not going to enforce this, but generally when somebody gets it completely backwards, they gift a sub to me. I'm going to say, yo, what's up? There we are. That's going to be like 20 seconds delayed, but generally that's when they gift a sub to me for being exactly wrong.
All right, I'm making a note for you that Shanner's got that one.
All right, after I'm done with the race, I will go gift the sub. I'm sitting there waiting. I'm waiting for the gift sub to flow in. Yo, we got it. Let's go. Let's go.
You love to see that. Oh.
We also have a
My
poll
gosh.
going right now about favorite Zelda game. Talking about that again. I do take
What's the-
issue with this poll not having Cadence of Hyrule on it,
Cadence of
though.
Hyrule.
Or
Not
Breath of the
having
Wild, for
games.
that matter.
What are the Is it Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Minish Cap, and what?
Majora's Mask and Wind Waker.
So Minish Cap isn't in there.
It is. Minish Cap is in there. Everything you said, and then Wind Waker and Majora's
I
Mask.
thought polls only had 4 options.
This one has 5 options.
Okay.
All right. See, do I need to vamp more and get more guessing games in, or what?
If you want to, listen, chat is eating these
It's your
guessing games
show.
up.
It's your show, so I don't want to just
Also,
make people
Majora's
guessing all the
Mask.
time.
Majora's Mask won the poll.
Hey, that's the correct
I
choice.
appreciate Majora's Mask, but I find its gameplay mechanic, the time is just so overbearing, I just have a hard time enjoying it.
Yeah, we could play the boss key guessing game of Water Temple here. You can guess a number between 1 and 10 of where the boss key
do
is.
it.
If it's 10, I hate you, because that means I can't get it because it's hard locked by the iron boots, which we don't have. So I'm sequence breaking this. I can get 9 out of the 10 checks with what I have. But yeah, if you guess 10, for shame.
What a shame.
All right. I'm guessing 6.
Yeah, but fun fact, if you have gold scale, you can dive in, and then from there you only have to do one little trick to hook shot this thing to go all the way down. And then you can now clear the entire dungeon minus the central pillar location. I'm seeing lots of 10s. I'm also seeing lots of 9s.
A little bit.
It's not 1.
What do you got going on over on your side, Loki?
I'm currently in a dungeon called the Palace of Winds that is very, very high up in the sky. I technically don't have all the keys to this dungeon, and I'm really hoping that that doesn't bite me and make this more difficult than it needs to be. But, you know, we're going to run around for a little while and hope to find some good things. I've yet to find anything particularly impressive in this dungeon, so we're just going to hope that we find something neat. I'm about to come up to a really fun fight, the mini-boss fight in this dungeon, which is where you're fighting a dark nut on a platform in the sky, but instead of fighting them, you can just put a bomb in front of them and knock them into the abyss, and then the fight lasts an 1/18 of a second.
We love gravity kills.
All right, 1 and 2 are out, but you know, the dream is still alive.
I would have loved to do some guessing games like that, but it's difficult to do big key guessing games when you're playing Key Sanity. Pick a number between 1 and 645.
Hey, you know, if everybody in chat picked a number, someone, statistically speaking, would probably get it right. All right, 1, 2, and 3 are out. We've got an entire column of small keys, which is kind of pointing towards it being like on the river or the Darklink direction, but yeah, we're not going to worry about that yet. Anyway, hover boots are broken. Hover boots are an item that most people get either second to last or last in terms of Ocarina of Time progression, so you never get to really use them. And thus, the devs designed all the dungeons, assuming you don't have the hover boots. But when you have the hover boots, also I should save here before I spend all the keys. When you have the hover boots, it trivializes entire sections of dungeons. Like this right here. Normally there's this big room you have to go through, but with hover boots, you can just go right on through and just skip this entire back half of the dungeon to get to the boss key chest. Now I don't have iron boots. So I have to do this little clever jump, like so, to use the momentum falling in to get over here. We'll see if it's our boss key. This is check number 4. It is not, so we're gonna reset and get that key back. But you can do a glitchless version of that jump that's a little bit more precise, but the hover boots makes it free. You just kind of aim for it, roll towards it. You don't have to do anything fancy. But there are setups to do that exact same jump without hover boots. And it's really a segment of the water temple you never see.
Whenever you two are at a good pausing point, we are at our pause time, but obviously if you're in the middle of something, keep going and just let me know when you're ready.
Ocarina of Time can be paused at any time, so.
Yeah, just give me a second to finish up this room. I'll pull this lever, and then when I count down a few seconds, 3, 2, 1, and I'm paused.
All right, I'm mid-fall. Perfect. I love it.
Nice. All right. Chat, you know the drill. We're going to take a quick little break, use the restroom, get some water, stretch, be generally healthy beans, and then we'll be back to finish off this race. All right, welcome back, everyone. We've got about, probably an hour, maybe a little less left in this race. It's looking pretty close, which is fun. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind you, since we've been talking about subs and stuff from all of Fant's games that we've been playing, your subs, your gift subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your bits, all of those things help support our weekly hotfix content. So, if you're in a place to, please consider supporting our content by, subbing and donating bits. With that, I think we're ready to go ahead and finish off this race. So
count us down.
yeah, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's see how quickly I catch fire. Yeah, I caught fire. There's a fire bar immediately in this room, and if you're not lucky, it can just be like, no, I'm setting you on fire. I fell in a hole as well. That's very fun.
Did you like run faster while on fire? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
that
you
was
technically
happening?
run faster, but you can't transition through doors. So
This game is adorable.
definitely slower. This one. What? How dare you? I love this game. It's got some weirdness. I'm not gonna hide that. The final
it's
boss
so
is
adorable.
miserable in a casual playthrough, but I love it.
All right, we got 3 more checks I can go get before we're on the hunt for iron boots. Yeah, 90% chance we're in go mode, but now it's down to
Oh, the
like
wake-up
a
mushroom.
80% chance.
It's got a mushroom that smells so bad that it can wake anybody up from any depth of sleep.
Can it awake the dead?
I don't think that's asleep.
But, you know, in the Zelda universe.
It's like a type of sleep.
It wakes a man who falls asleep constantly. Is the context we have, and we're told by a witch that it can wake up anybody.
All right, we got 3 locations. We're gonna get them bam, bam, bam right after this. Let's see, how many Deku Nuts do I have? Not enough. So we're gonna do old-fashioned strats for Dark Link here.
Yes, okay, so that's the small key that I got. Because I got the gust jar in that dungeon, I can now go and talk to, I can pull the spirit away from an old man named Greggle. And then he can get out of bed. He won't be weak anymore.
Interesting that's a strat's not working for me today.
That's
I know,
quite
we'll
good.
just get some nuts out. All right, there we go. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Not my proudest moment on Dark Link there, but yeah. All right, here is number 7. It's not it, and I'm getting nervous.
I finally
Oh.
got my flippers.
Oh,
Were you gifted?
I don't know yet. There's 2 more. And if it's not here, we're going on the hunt. We're going straight to GTG. I had a question. Why not use the hammer on Dark Link? Hammer's very slow.
I think it's a classic strat, but
It's a
when you're
classic
going
strategy,
fast.
but it's very slow.
Speedrunners love some cheese, but that cheese got to be fast.
All right, here we go. If this isn't it, we're sunk. And it is Iron Boots locked, check number 10 in Water Temple.
Ooh!
Giving Woki a chance.
I got one of the 2 small keys that I needed. I now need 1 more small key and 1 big key, and then I'm in go mode.
All right,
So,
well,
Fan,
we
this
gotta go to
means that you're
GTG.
doing another dungeon, right?
I gotta do a different dungeon. Yeah.
Different dungeon.
If I find the Iron Boots, I can go beat that for dungeon number 5, but need to find it. Yeah, that's just very unlucky.
Okay, we're going back into Deepwood Shrine. So now that we've got the Gust Jar, we can go down into the depths of Deepwood Shrine to get one check, and then we get to go and fight the boss. Because now that we've got the Gust Jar, we can get rid of a little spider web that blocks our way to fall out of this barrel. And then we can push our way around on a little lily pad while we go and go to the big chest that usually has the big key. And it does say we have 2 small keys left, but we only need 1 small key because I had the lantern, and that let me not use one of the small keys for this dungeon, which is always very useful. You don't always get away with it, but when you do, it's lovely.
All
Just
right,
a
so
20 rupee.
Yeah, GTG is by far the densest location I have left. I'm kind of trying to stay within logic. I could easily go Ice Cavern if I wanted to sequence break. But given what I know, the odds of something being an Ice Cavern that would exclusively lock it is slim. Because by the time I can logically get over there, I'd be able to beat like another dungeon. So I think I should still check this, but the odds of it being something are pretty slim.
This dungeon isn't even one that I need to do, unfortunately. So this is also me doing an extra dungeon. But it does mean that the boss will have 2 rewards instead of 1.
Ah, dang. Got the bait. Double magic. Anytime I see a big chest, I'm thinking, oh, could be the one. Yeah, GTG, it's something that is probably benefiting the most of chest size matches contents, because there's this big central maze inside with all these like chain link fences around it, and there's a bunch of chests in there. And you can just peek in there and see what all the chests are if they're important before you even like spend a single key. It's great. Gonna get the Grudo Guard into the corner where we can just flash the corner. Take care of it nice and easily.
I got nothing useful out of that dungeon. If my required dungeons were a little different, I would be golden right now. But they're not. And so I am bronze? Silver, maybe?
Oh, big chest. And
Let's
it's
get
the
some food
Rumble
to feed you.
Pack. Dang. beta.
Back. Oh,
The classic.
that's rude. That's great. Do you have your Rumble Pack inserted to your N64 controller, fan?
No.
How many AA batteries you got kicking around?
I got like 8 rechargeable ones.
That's a good way to do it.
I haven't used regular disposable ones in a while. Like the
I can't think
value
of
you
the
get
last
out of some
time I bought
rechargeables
batteries.
are pretty neat.
Oh, truly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be able to look into the maze here as we get the items in the back by playing Song of Time. This will tell us what is waiting for us. All right, so we're looking for big chests like that one and that one. Oh,
Back to back.
back to back. And one of them's a wallet, not useful. Anything over there? Yeah, none of those are. Are you good? Oh, that's Den's Fire. We don't have... we do not have Nocturne. Okay. All right. right. I think it's finally time we go check what is in the composer grave. If it's Nocturne, we're in good shape. If it's not Nocturne, we're gonna go head over to Ice Cavern because we just need to go find that song wherever it is.
Hey, I'm gonna go back in the Temple of Droplets, but now I've got a lot of keys, so I should be in a pretty good spot to run around and get almost every single check in this dungeon. And it's got a lot of checks from all the rupees that are sitting on the ground and some others. If I had been smart and save scummed earlier, I could have saved using a key, but I did not. Got 6 checks in front of each waterfall. There's a bomb bag upgrade. There's a heart container. There's another piece of heart. Just riddled with items.
So, see, how are you doing? How's your day been? Are you looking forward to the weekends?
I am looking forward to the weekend. My local like comic book general like nerdy store that I really like going to is having a bazaar this weekend. So a bunch of people brought in a bunch of stuff to like sell at the store. I'm gonna go check that out tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. See if I can find anything
you're
fun board
looking
games.
forward, like, hey, I want to find this.
You know, I have been on a big like anime kick, so I've also been like thinking about buying some manga.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be cool if I could find any neat ones that I like. I'm not expecting that. Wokey knows because we talk about this all the time.
I enable them.
Yeah, Wokey enables me. But I've been watching One Piece, so I'd love to find some like One Piece stuff. But
I love One Piece.
See.
Yeah.
If
Speaking
anyone
of
in
someone,
chat, without spoiling, I love One Piece. Don't spoil what happened in the recent chapters, but oh boy, I am excited for One Piece.
yeah, as someone who like doesn't really know too much, if anything, about anime, it's something maybe. Oh, hey, we got Nocturne. Let's go. Something I may
good job.
need to dabble in at some point.
There's some really like, even if it's not your general kind of thing. I think there's really some must watches that are around just for really, really good stories. Even if you're not into like super heavy anime tropes and things.
Yeah, I don't.
I just think everyone should watch Cowboy
that,
Bebop.
Yeah.
I just think everyone should watch Cowboy Bebop. It's really good. And it has a really good dub too. Like you don't even have to watch subs. It's great.
What about you, Fan? What are you doing this weekend? What kind of things are you looking forward to?
I'm gonna be streaming.
Ooh.
All
on
weekend long.
Twitch.tv/Fant_TV.
That's right. So if you want to see more Ocarina, we're gonna be doing mirror mode Ocarina of Time, by the way. It's something
just to ruin your muscle memory.
Yeah, it's just something to just completely mess with your brain. But take Ocarina of Time and turn it into the mirrored version of Ocarina of Time.
The Master
what I will
Quest
be
mirrored,
doing.
right?
No, it's not Master Quest. This is a home brewed solution.
But it was mirrored in Master Quest, wasn't it?
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. I have no idea.
The only thing
what
that
I'm thinking
changed were the actors and dungeons. That's it.
about. Just the dungeons then. Fascinating.
And those also were not mirrored. Unless there was some other version that mirrored it. Maybe in the 3DS version they did something like that.
That was the version I played the most, so maybe that's
maybe the 3DS version does it. The regular Ocarina of Time Master Quest definitely does not. I've never done the 3DS version.
I had it on the N64. I got one used when I was pretty young. I don't know if I ever finished it, but I got it on the 3DS when it was still very new, and I went through it and Master Quest.
All right, so we're in Shadow Temple. It's another long dungeon. A couple more cool things you can do in here to speed things up. We're going to be making use of Farore's Wind at least once. Unfortunately, I don't have any Deku Nuts remaining, so I can't do this really cool strat to bypass the fan room later on. We'll see. I should probably open up a chest, see if by some chance I actually get some decky nuts.
I'm going through another dungeon that isn't required because I really, really need. Actually, I should go on the other way. Either, or actually both, a big key and a small key. Right now, there are, I think, 3 or 4 more keys in the entire game, and I need 2 of them. But once I get them, I'm flying. But it's just getting them is the hard part, apparently.
Yeah, that is how randomizer tends to go.
Something like that, yeah. And because there's so many checks in this game, whenever you're playing the more expansive modes, I think looking for a key for go mode is relatively common. I think when you're not playing Key Sanity, it's pretty normal to just get your last sword and that be go mode. But when you add quite a few keys to the mix, things get pretty jumbled.
We got iron boots.
You got your boots.
But we're already at Shadowed Temple, so we might as well just finish it. We're still hunting for lights anyway. And this will guarantee I get lights after Water Temple. This will just guarantee it. Because I'll have Shadow Temple done, and I'll have Water Temple done.
I get to fight just a different version of the boss that I fought just a few minutes ago, but this time it's electric.
Yeah, I'm full committing to no hints. Not even the Ganon hint. All right. Yeah, I can't do it. There's so many strats in here that involve decky nuts. I just have none.
It's something that I've been meaning to learn. I really want to try some Zooter. I mean, I've been basically practicing for...
Yeah, just don't do it. My number one recommendation for everybody watching, do not play Zooter. It's a mistake.
I did half a seed once 2.5 years ago, and that's about it. But I need to do it like a replay of Ocarina of Time, because I haven't played it for 8 years, probably.
It will take hold. It will consume you. And then you're just doing nothing but playing Ocarina of Time randomizer all day. Don't do it. This is a warning. This is a warning.
I'll just only do co-op seeds.
Don't be like me. Yeah, you get nothing but bad seeds like Iron Boots locked Water Temple. You know, go play Minish Cap rando. Go play Link to the Past rando.
There's a lot
Majora's
of fun
Mask rando. Wind Waker rando. Twilight Princess rando.
Ori and the Blind Forest rando.
Ori and the Blind Forest rando. Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer. You know, all great options. Just don't play Zooter.
Scissor beetles are the worst enemies in the game, and this room went extremely well for how rude it can be. Sky sharks are inconvenient, but scissor beetles are just a pain. I got my Fortress of Winds big key. I can now beat Fortress of Winds. That's one of my dungeons that I needed to finish. So now I just need a small key.
Oh, we got another big chest. Yo, it's Lion Arrows. Okay, that's official go mode.
Oh gosh.
That is official go mode. And I think it's faster to actually go just beat Water Temple here. Yep.
And after
Let's
Water
go.
Temple, how much do you have to finish?
About 7 minutes.
Oh, yep. I
Don't have to zoom.
I can definitely finish 3 dungeons in 7 minutes.
Yeah, since we know where the boss key is, it's just faster to go get it. Go beat water than going through the second half of Shadow Temple.
I can go back into this dungeon. We can run straight to the boss.
Ah. Hey, we're gonna take a scenic tour.
Cave of Flame small keys really have a tendency to be rude to me because there's only 2 of them, but you need both of them.
I'm going through the Forbidden Door in Water Temple because I can.
Feel bad for your channel points, see. This is Cave of Flames
Listen.
done me dirty.
I was on a roll. It was only a matter of time before they went away.
You can only win so many 50-50s.
Yeah.
What? No, was this ever a 50-50? Let's be honest here. Trying to no. I kid. I kid.
It's the thing is I have insider knowledge of all of these races, and you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out anyway. You just lose.
I
Video
think I
game's
really
gonna
did.
video game.
I think in my general, the way this could randomize, I think I did have a little bit of a leg up, but man, some of these small keys can be rude. Much different story if it wasn't Key Sanity, but I probably would have carved 40 minutes off my estimate.
Don't worry about it. Fant is just gonna die a few times, and
It's
it'll
gonna
be
die
fine.
11 times, and then I'll win.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is. Check number 10. Who guessed check number 10 of Water Temple? There it is. There's the confirmation. So hover boots, I've already mentioned, just breaks the Water Temple. Like here's another thing, it just bypasses it. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Pierre's here. Did you know Pierre's in Water Temple? There you go.
Scarecrow, Pierre.
Well, you can normally use hover boots to get to this spot. I did it on my first visit. And another thing hover boots can do, this super annoying ramp, which I don't know what they were thinking with this. You can just roll up the right side super fast with hover boots. You done? There's so many good things about the hover boots. All right, didn't get the 0 cycle. Gotta wait for Morpha to get into the tentacle. Now, this is something that could heck me because I don't know how the hitbox works. I've never figured this out. Where you could just be right on top of Morpha, and then the hook shot just goes through. See that? Right through the hitbox. If someone knows the answer to this, I've been trying to hunt for the answer of why that happens. I can't figure it out. I have found no answer to that question. So, if someone wants to share with me, I would greatly appreciate it. Maybe I should ask the people over on Ocarina Improv why this happens. They work fine there. Now we're
Went
gonna
and
get
got my
Morpha.
second element. I finished my third dungeon. I'm gonna quickly go and get my third element, finish my fourth dungeon. And if I can find the small key quickly, I could even wrap this up very fast, and I'd be able to show off some of the cool things that you can do with Vadi. But we'll pray to some randomizer gods.
Yeah, but everyone watching, you saw the chain of the hookshot literally go straight through the middle of the Morpho Ball, right? That's not just me. It happens all the time.
I think this is my second seed in a row that had a really, really mean Cave of Flame small key.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of practice this month, and my last two seeds, they were like, nah. Instead, I want you to suffer. But randomizer gonna do. It's gonna do what it do.
All right. Longest cutscene of the game, with the exception of the boat and Shadow Temple done. Let's go roast a pig.
Oh, right, it's Ganon. Ganon isn't even the big bad in this game. If you follow the timeline, Ganon doesn't even exist yet, I think.
You know, the Zelda timeline was a mistake.
It truly was. But it's at least fun to talk about while not taking it seriously. Taking it seriously is rough. We're gonna fight the Georg pair. Just really quick, fighting some eyeballs.
You know, that is one thing Zelda has in common with almost every Zelda game. Eyeballs.
There's a really, really fun shooting the eyeballs in the hands of the boss in this game. And I think it's done really, really well, because after you shoot them, you shrink down, then you go inside the head. I just think that's a good way to take the traditional boss of shoot the arrows that are in the hands, to shoot the arrows into the hands, and making it a little more fresh. I appreciate reinventing some of the classics.
All right, we got 3 enemy rooms here. If I'm kind, I'll take a death to the Iron Knuckles just for Wokey. But we got a big chest here. We're gonna go ahead and open that up.
How many hearts do you have?
I have 7 hearts.
Oh,
double D.
Do you not usually get that many? Because I have 18.
And chest size matches contents. It's slow to open up small chests, so you just end up with low amounts of health.
That makes sense.
Oh, hey, it's the big Goron sword. That's actually quite nice.
I remember in my casual playthroughs, after getting the big Goron sword, basically never using the other sword again.
Yeah, if only casually you knew that the big horn sword did less damage to several enemies in the game.
But it's so big.
It's so big.
I got my third element. We finished the dungeon.
Oh, shoot. Interesting. All right, look at the sync death animation there. It gave me the backhand there. Haven't seen that in a while. All right. The red carpet is laid out literally here on the stairs leading up to Ganon's room, where he's playing his own theme music, which I'll never get tired of. I don't know of any other game that takes itself relatively seriously, where the villain is playing their own theme music in the boss room. He's just sitting there playing the organ the whole time. I love it.
I think that happens in a Sherlock Holmes story.
You see Bowser playing his own theme music? No. Sephiroth isn't doing his own choir with his music. No.
One man choir. One man bandit angel.
All right, use the bottle strats, the best strat in the video game. You stored a big Goron sword slash because big Goron sword does more damage to phase 1. Like that, and bam.
You return. Don't forget to return your books to the library. Because that's what I did. I returned my books to the library. Actually, they weren't my books. They were taken out by other people.
So in phase 2, everything does exactly 1 damage to Ganon, and I mean everything. Hook shots, bows, bombs, Deku nuts, all does 1 damage. Big Goron sword, Megaton hammer. Then the Master Sword slashes do 4 damage. So you need to deal...
That's significant.
Yeah, it's significant. So you want to store your jump slash of the Master Sword so you get that extra damage, because otherwise you're going to be poking the tail 10 times instead of 3 times that we're going to do here.
Is that the ISG? Is that what that is? Or is that a different thing?
No, it's not the ISG. It's just power crouch stabs.
Okay.
The crouch stab doesn't have like a defined value for it, so it takes the value of the last attack and just repeats that, including special properties like the Master Sword. Also, who wants to see the glowy Megaton hammer? Anybody?
That sounds pretty cool. I want to see that.
Let's see the glowy Megaton hammer. All right, we'll give you the glowy.
Can you show it
hammer.
off in detail for about 15 minutes?
No.
That was a really good try, though.
I figured it was worth a try.
All right, 5 more slashes. We'll give you the glowy Megaton hammer. I just noticed I rolled vanilla music for this. I have music randomizer on, and we got the vanilla boss music here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here comes the glowy hammer. I love this. Just look, because it has the graphic for the glowy Master Sword, and it doesn't fit around the Megaton hammer, so it just looks silly. Here we go. Here we go. The glowy hammer.
The key.
Yeah, there it is.
Very good.
Is that time for you?
That's time right there.
GG.
I found my small key. I don't know how much time we've got left.
We got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time. I got my small key. I'm in go mode. I can run and finish up this game in just a few minutes.
We'll make Fant go and do another dungeon.
Do you want me to go do Shadow Temple?
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
I don't think I saved.
Tempo.
I'm not sure when the last time I saved. Let's find out. I'm not sure. I think it was in Ganon, though. I think we saved in Ganon. We'll go. Yeah, we'll go do that.
Just to give them something to look at on your side while I finish up some of the remaining time.
But now you're committed
game.
until I ice arrow Bongo's hands. Just saying.
Do I have glitches on? I don't.
Wait,
have glitches
see? Did you get channel points for that prediction? Did you win? I'm seeing some outrage here that I think needs to be addressed.
On the wrong side?
No, I think the winner was incorrectly chosen.
The winner was incorrectly chosen.
No way.
The winner was selected as Minish Cap.
Oh, I'm so close to being able to orb, but it's gonna
Here's
go
something
away.
you can do with the Megaton hammer. You can just smash these spiders. Look at this. Bam.
All my believers absolutely living the high life. I'm gonna fight this boss. This is my last required dungeon.
Oh, this boss is cool. I like this boss.
This is my favorite boss in the game. I think it's really, really neat. It's really simple, but it's a lot of fun. I really like the angle of like your boss is just a normal enemy, but you're tiny, so the normal enemy is huge now. But they do it 3 times, and this boss is very, very unique for this game, or at least within this game. Angry thing in middle of lava isn't exactly a groundbreaking discovery, but it's fun.
I can't believe Railkin was so mad that I won. Chose to just give the points to everybody else in spite. Unbelievable.
Chat is in scrambles.
You know, I'm going to do the apology myself by ice arrowing Bongo Bongo's hands just for you all.
Is it slower to use ice arrows on the Bongo Bongo's
100%. 100%. But this chat loves seeing this. There's an entire special animation in the game for ice arrows. Wait, yeah, it's April Fool's Day. April Fools.
Ah, get punked.
Got him.
It's opposite day.
It's opposite day.
Chat, you'll just have to come back in 2 weeks for the next episode of What's Faster. Do some more betting.
That's a plug.
I have my 4th element. I have my earth element.
I imagine how much people will like April Fools will depend on which side of the channel point prediction they were on.
Literally.
From the best holiday to the worst holiday.
Though, at least it's not a channel that has a lot of very active channel point rewards. You know, GDQ does a lot of great stuff, but it's also a lot to manage channel point rewards, so it's not too much to have fewer points in a channel that has exactly 1 channel point reward that costs 500,000. That is not as much of a loss, at least. Okay. I'm going to retrieve the 4 sword that I already have from this pedestal. And then I will... Then that transforms Hyrule Castle into Dark Hyrule Castle. And then we'll basically beeline straight to Vadi, and we'll show off some neat things. I've got basically all the upgrades that matter, so it'll be a neat one. As low when he.
Probably gonna make me go to the maze.
Dee 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 dee. Boom 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 boom.
Ah, I jump. I got eaten.
Okay, we are now in Dark Hyrule Castle. And that will mean I can run straight to Vadi, because we've got the big key, we got enough small keys, we got all the items we need to get there. Just a quick hop, skip, and jump around the outside of the castle while using our hat as a parachute. and then we'll be good.
Okay, I'll do something funny here. We're gonna get to the top of the boat. Turn around.
Come on. Come on. There we go.
Come on, go around. Just gonna sit there and slash at me? There we go, there we go. Keep moving, keep rotating.
Rotate.
There, oh, later. There's no coming back from that.
Another Dark Nut fight. The funny thing about when you have your big key already is that there's a few fights that you can just ignore by running through the room and opening the door on the other side instead of fighting the people that are in there. Because in this game, you get, I mean, it's not super armor. You still take the damage, but you can just run through anything if you have dash attack. And if you roll, you get iframes. And so unless you're fighting in a room that requires you to beat the enemies to open a door or something, you can just roll through them and then you're fine.
So, fun fact, in case you all were wondering, channel point predictions have a maximum of 250,000 that you can bet.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
We have a new prediction up, in case chat has not seen it yet. We'll find 8 ice traps in Shadow Temple. So far, yes is winning. I'm just saying.
Please don't light me on fire. I was lit on fire.
No, there's no ice traps in these settings, I hope. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I voted yes that you will find 8 ice traps in Shadow Temple.
There's only one check left, and it's on Bongo Bongo, which we're about to face.
Are you Robin Hooding your points?
I'm Robin Hooding as many as I can. Apparently, I can only give away 250,000 of them.
Oh, some other people are voting yes.
Yeah, some other people are also giving away their points. It turns out
That's nice of them.
yeah.
Helping to make up the difference. I don't think I've ever seen anyone put 250,000 points down on one thing. I've seen some pretty high ones. Like I think the biggest one I've done is I won a few big ones in a row and I put down like 125,000 and then I lost it all immediately.
I hope you enjoy your ice arrows.
Here's a room that I can run right through instead of fighting anybody. There we go. Now we're in the equivalent of the gauntlet, except I can run through the first room. The second room doesn't matter.
I'll give you some more ice arrows.
You open the door, and now we get to do a triple Dark Nut fight. You thought fighting one Dark Nut was bad. If I had the long Great Spin Attack upgrade, this fight is even easier, but it's not too bad once you can get around them a little bit, but it's still annoying.
Wow. I'm not sure if you also knew this about Bongo Bongo. If you stand on the edge, you never get knocked up. The closer you are to the middle,
because it's a bongo. Yeah. The higher you go.
The closer you are to the middle, the higher you go.
Okay, I'm in phase 1 of Vadi. in which Vade transforms from a little emo boy to a tall, beautiful sorcerer. With no corporeal body, but you know. Dig up my gust jar. Oops.
It's so silly.
I don't know why all those attacks missed, but that's phase 1 down. A good trick there is when you use the gust jar right away.
I tried to ice trap Bongo Bongo 8 times.
Might be able to make this work. Come on. Aha, okay. Okay, we got a left side. Phase 2, it's really just about being comfortable moving around this space. Unfortunately, it takes a good amount of getting used to. Watching people do this fight vanilla is unfortunate because this fight, all 3 body phases, the last hour of this game casually is not kind. But once you know some tricks, it's fine. And so it's unfortunate when people suffer through a really rough hour or two when you know pretty simple tricks that'll help quite a bit. And that's why you should introduce your friends to randomizers so you can teach them all the tricks. Oh my gosh, he's being so rude. Really? There we go. There's phase 2 done. We'll do a real quick pick up of a couple fairies just to get back to full health. And now we get to go into Vadi 3. First item we're gonna need is the cane. Bum bum. Just a quick fall off the top. No biggie. Gotta stake your arm in the ground. This phase of this fight is truly awful if you don't pick up on the cues of what to do, and it's not like they make them really obvious. Come on. There we go. Beep, beep. I need to take out my lamp, otherwise I can't see the little buggers. For a hot second, I thought they didn't spawn. All of them were at the top, and I was worried I broke my game. Okay, we're in the last part of the last phase of the last boss. And this phase is usually really frustrating because you need to line up these shots and you need to just pray that that's the attack that he's gonna do. But as long as you get your positioning right, which, you know, you can get better with some practice, as long as you stand in front of him, he's always going to shoot those. Which is basically the biggest tip you can give to someone. Okay, we're coming up on time in just a few seconds. And time. There we are.
GG Wokey.
Little longer than it took Fant, but after I got that key, we were blazing through the last little bit. And so I'm gonna skip ahead to the results screen, and we can get some numbers in chat from some people who were guessing how many times I rolled. There was a tracker behind the scenes that's running in the randomizer that, you know, whoever's closest, I will give you a gift sub. The number is usually somewhere between 3,500 and 5,000.
I'll go 4660.
4660. Okay.
I'm gonna Price is Right Fant and go 4661.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at these stats. I was missing a couple scrolls. Honestly, some of the most fun ones. 30308 in game time for me because of our breaks left the game running, obviously. Okay, I'll give some people some time to get some numbers in. This is going to be fun to sort through.
I believe in Ray.
Hopefully it doesn't push numbers off screen. I guess chat scrolls pretty far, so we should be okay.
I think Railcoon is going to keep track of this in the background for us.
I had a plan of how to Control F and search through stuff that might work. While the numbers, the closest person to guessing how many times I rolled will win a gift sub to the Games Done Quick channel, assuming they're not subbed already.
All right, let's go ahead and cut these numbers, and let's find out what we got.
Okay, our number was 4739.
Dang, I was close.
We were
There was
close.
no one right on. There was two people in the force. Let's see. I see one person. A cash 7 said 4732. So let's go 474. A cash wins it.
There we go. We got our winner.
There you go. You are. So they were 7 off. One time C was 6 off.
That's pretty good.
C is still currently the leader for closest guess.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's all we have for What's Faster tonight. Why don't you two, one last time, tell everyone where they can find you and all of that good stuff before we get over to Ocarina Improv.
You won the race. You can go first, Fant.
I was going to segue into Ocarina Improv too. You go first.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. My name's Wokey. My name is Gray. You can call me either of those things. I stream at twitch.tv/Wokey. I play a lot of Minish Cap Randomizer. Over the course of last year, I played a lot of JRPGs. I recently got an analog pocket, and I'm looking forward to checking out Pokemon randomizers, a lot of Pokemon ROM hacks. I try to make a very inclusive space for a lot of queer folks. I'm very queer myself. And so if that's something that you're interested in joining and being a part of, you should stop on by. I'd appreciate it very, very much.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Fant. I go by Fant_TV. That's my Twitch name. You can find me there. I'm a variety streamer, but like Ocarina of Time is kind of like the base right now. It's kind of like the thing I'm doing the most right now. So I mess around with a whole bunch of settings and random things. Starting from tomorrow, I'm going to be doing mirror mode seeds where just the entire world's inverted. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun, including all the text and everything. It's going to be wild. But like I love doing like casual playthroughs of things, randomizers of things. And I'm trying to get back into Super Metroid, but I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to do it. But yeah, Ocarina of Time, definitely a big core of my stream. So if you like Ocarina of Time randomizer, you can see me there. And Ocarina of Time randomizer is fun. Like I joke all the time, like don't play it, but it is very fun. It's just addicting, and
Randomizer is so addicting.
yeah, randomizer is just so addicting in all different
all
forms.
of it.
Yeah. But Dukes is going to be hosting a show coming up after this. That's awesome. That will be showing you more nitty gritty. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Ocarina Improv. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks for another episode of What's Faster.
Thanks.